Line up, you fucking nerds. Who wants a shot at the champ?
The money line, we are live. I'm here with my guy, Mike Finch. What's up, bro?
Doing good over here, AJ. Having a great time, and we're going to enjoy some good fights. Had good fights last weekend, top to bottom. Damn good card. I had fun watching them.
I did, bro. I always enjoy the fights, man. You won't
we
hear
love
me
this
hating them.
shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're on the extreme side, man. We're gonna take everything we can, bro. Even this card, a lot of people weren't liking it, but it's really not bad if you've been following a lot of the prelims for a while. There's still decent names. Like, it's not a top tier fight night card. I'm not saying that by any means, but I think we're gonna get some entertaining cage fights at the end of the day.
It seems like the UFC just loves the Apex, man. They're getting a little comfortable staying at home, brother. They like these home games, and they haven't really been stacking the cards with a ton of name value. Now, that being said, you get to see Jailton Almeida fight, you get to see Holm back, you get to see some fun fights for sure.
Yeah, there's some good ass matchups, bro. Last weekend, though, I feel like the card was pretty solid at the top. Blachowicz beats Jan, or excuse me, Blachowicz beats Jan. Jan Blachowicz beats Alexander Rakic. The knee blew out, man, and that fight ended so unfortunately because I feel like we were getting started. We were getting ready to find out.
It was a very competitive fight. I was really interested to see. I think the rounds were one apiece. Jan with the first round and Rakic with the second round with his grappling. And we were just getting warmed up, man. That was unfortunate to see. I've been talking about it all week. Petroski came across that cage and dominated. And I've been kicking myself all week for not picking Petroski because I was that gut feeling where I thought Petroski. Remember what I told you? I said, I'm not worried. I'm not questioning whether or not he'll take him down. I think he decides whatever happens with the wrestling. It was what's going to happen when they're on the mat. Now we know Petroski could choke a mother effer out.
Dude, I think I slept on Petroski too much. I watched him all the way through tough. I knew that he wasn't easy. I wasn't going to say he's a tough customer, kind of like a little pun off the tough thing. But, I mean, Maximov, his game is limited to just attacking with the takedown attempts, trying to wrestle. But, he was sitting in that sprawl position in the front headlock with no respect for Petroski's jiu-jitsu at all. So I see him getting tapped there. I'm like, damn, bro, you can't sleep on the guy on the ground. He's still solid level. Choked out. Good night. Didn't tap. I mean, that's Nick Diaz's army. They don't fucking tap, bro. They go to sleep.
It's exactly right, man. They're all gangsters over there. I just think that Maximov got a little overwhelmed with the power of that wrestling, man. When you start, grappling with a wrestler, it's just a different feel to it. That front headlock was available, and then he was just able to turn like a wrestling front headlock into a jiu-jitsu submission. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Petroski impressed me.
Impressed me too. Let's talk about the co-main event. Ryan Spann looked like Superman again, destroyed Cutelaba, bro.
Cutelaba got wild, AJ. Cutelaba was actually engaging in some wrestling, and
I like that early.
Yeah, was able to, I think, get a takedown or two. Was able to start just pushing the wrestling a little bit. But what we saw was him get a little too wild. He missed that big right hand, ended up on his hands, and that is all Superman Spann needed. He was able to lock up that nasty guillotine. It was like a modified guillotine, I believe, where he put the fist in the neck. I'll have to watch that again to see the exact type of choke, but he was able to follow him and get into mount with it. It was nasty technique, man. That is A+ level technique on that front choke he used.
He's A+, bro. I dig Ryan Spann when he's on. He was a guy that probably should have gotten more respect at the lines and even by the people picking against him. I feel like he would have been a great dog looking at it now. But obviously, looking back in hindsight, everything looks like it should have been, could have been, whatever. But now I have to talk about one thing: Virna Jandiroba and Angela Hill. Virna proved a point out there, man, that she could control the striker. I was impressed with that fight, man. I was disappointed, though, with Angela Hill watching it. I just wanted more out of her, but is what it is.
Yeah, I felt Angela Hill lacked some pop in that fight, and she was just not disengaging from the grappling enough. When somebody's clinching you up and you want to get away, you want to do things like frame. There are ways to pull the neck and exit off the fence. Certain techniques that Angela Hill was not employing, and then on the ground, I mean, we already knew what it was, but Angela Hill really has a long way to go as far as submission grappling is concerned. So I would like to see sort of like Holly Holm does. Holly Holm is pretty hard to take down and hold on the fence. Angela Hill needs that level of wrestling defense, and she did not show the disengagement or even the urgency to disengage that I wanted to see.
Yeah, bro, I agree. I'm actually pulling up the Tapology. She didn't disengage at all, man. She struggled there. Now I wanted to see what was one fight that I feel like I'm forgetting one that I wanted to talk about. Though the banger between Manuel Torres and Frank Camacho, I got to give you the love on that one, Mike, because I was set straight on my guy Camacho. When he was just sitting in there banging, I was like, damn, bro. Yeah, there's not going to be, he's not a wrestler. Like, even if you teach him how to wrestle, he wants to stand up, he wants to go to work, and that's it.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to be UFC level, man. We've seen him go 1-1, and then 2 losses, so he's just not going to be able to go toe to toe with the guys at the higher levels. And we really saw that. I mean, that was pretty much what we predicted out there. I'm sorry, what I predicted out there.
You predicted, Mike. I got to throw the love to you.
You just gave Camacho love, man. He is experienced, but what does experience mean when you're not getting rapidly better? Like, Camacho needs to make himself uncomfortable to improve his skills, and we haven't really seen a lot of the old, it's beaten to death. This guy gets better every time. I don't think Camacho gets better every time. That's a problem.
I actually think he's slipping down. Tatsuru came through. Both of us liked him as a lock of the week. He came through nicely.
I hope you guys got some cash on our Tatsuru lock of the night. Yeah, he looked good, man. Look, he didn't I didn't think he was going full blast on the feet. I do think, like, maybe there were some nerves there. He did look like it was his debut, but dominated the fight.
Yeah, there was moments that Candelario looked okay, had that, guillotine attempt, but he pulled it through, man. And I like his calmness in there. I think there's a lot of potential at 22 to build up, bro. Like, he's got a lot of time. At this point, we're running through the fights that I think had major outcomes. Michael Johnson, knockout of Alan Patrick. That was good to see.
Hey, we were on that. We were on that.
We were. Let's go. Alan Nascimento beats Jake Hadley dominantly on the ground. He showed some solid top control, man, which I like what I see from him. Trains with Oliveira. You can see the influence of that style on him.
100%. And you could see the influence of just having the champion in the gym. Even Alan Patrick, he was in there fighting mentally at a very high level. Even if his skills couldn't get him that victory against Michael Johnson, these guys all come out there with that fire because they know they train with the world champion. That has to give them this confidence that, I actually train with people better than this person standing across the cage from me. Why should I not beat them?
Yeah, I agree, man. And you saw that energy especially it came through for our guy Nascimento, man. I guess in the future, definitely someone to look at betting. Arujal beats Andrea Lee. The grappling was the biggest difference maker in that fight. I feel like Arujal landed some takedowns, but Lee was still in the fight. I mean, it went all 3.
Yeah, the good fight. I mean, again, that card top to bottom just had fun watching it. So
yeah.
What up, pimps? What up, TJ? Good to see everybody in the house. We're ready to rock.
Yes, sir. We're about to get into it. 1 second. I got one last thing I got to bring up, Mike. How'd you score the Hebas Chukagan fight?
Damn, I got to get my scorecard out. How did I score the Hebas Chukagan fight? Hebas engaged Chukagan where Chukagan's good a little too much. You know what? I'd have to look back at it. How'd you score it?
I actually had it for Chukagan by close, right?
Yeah.
But the main difference maker to me was damage as opposed to takedowns, and even the control wasn't dominant position control. So I like what I saw from Chukagan. I thought fair win on the decision there. I was happy she got it.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think Amanda Hebas does better when she's the bigger girl, and she certainly wasn't, and just wasn't able to get her game enough. The fight took place in the wrong areas, just for too high of a percentage of the fight. Amanda Hebas needs to get her hands clasped more, needs to engage in the grappling more. Instead, she is confident going toe to toe a little bit, and she smacked Chukagan a few times. I mean, it was more of a fun fight than I think a lot of people anticipated. anticipated. I like that one. But, again, Amanda Ribas, I think being the bigger girl, that really helps her. If she could bully somebody with her grappling, she wasn't quite able to do that. But I do think what we were able to spell out for you guys and what you did see is just this sparring style of Chookagian, where Chookagian isn't dangerous enough, right, to get that knockout or something. Although there are availabilities, Chookagian doesn't have that snap, and we're going to talk about that with one of these preliminary fighters as well in a second.
Yes, we're getting into it in one moment. And Davey Grant with an impressive KO to finish it out. At that point, we had already recapped every fight on the card, so I had to bring up Davey's win. That was great too.
Hey, shout out Davey Grant. I know all you guys love watching him fight.
Yes.
So all love to the dude. I don't think Davey Grant's ever going to challenge for a title, but he's fun to watch.
He's fun to watch, man. He's a fun guy to watch, a style that sells, and I want to see him fight in England hopefully soon. Let's get into the card. If you guys haven't yet, make sure to smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe if you're new. Keep it locked in here at MMA Experts, the Moneyline every Thursdays, normally 9 p.m. EST, 6 p.m. PST, but we did go 30 minutes late due to my end here. But for the future, 9 p.m., guys, so check us out. First one, Elise Reed versus Sam Hughes here. I'm excited to see these ladies throw down, Mike. I feel like I want to hear your take first on this matchup because I know, there's a little hype on the Sam Hughes side. I'm curious maybe if you're going that way. She's plus money too.
Look, man, Reed is good. I was digging back into old Reed fights and, looking back 2016, 2017, 2018 fights and kind of watching her evolve up into this level. I know the record's pretty. I know it's a better record than Sam Hughes. Call me crazy, Sam Hughes, dude. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Hughes. I think she'll get a decision. I think she'll just be a little more gritty, man. And Sam Hughes, if you listen to her at the press conference, she said for her last camp, she moved to Texas. She changed her whole life in preparation for her last fight. I think it showed. I think we're going to see a Sam Hughes 2.0. Tough fight. Could be close. Be careful. But, man, I think Sam Hughes will just grind it out. Split decision? I don't know. It'll be a close fight. And I think those girls will probably trade around a piece, and it'll come down to toughness. And Sam Hughes is a little tougher. Reed's tough. Sam Hughes, though, I think is going to surprise us with how much better she gets in between these fights. That big change for her, I think, did have a tangible difference in the last fight. I'm interested to see how much better she could be this Saturday.
The plus money Sam Hughes is my pick too, Mr. Mike Fish.
Oh, shit.
Let's go. Dude,
Crazy.
I'm looking at
the dog.
We have to attack her. Like, you look at the matchup, Estela Nunes is way more dangerous on the feet than Elise Reed to me. Hughes fought through that storm. Now, Nunes puts out like a lot more of a high pace earlier. Reed may be more calculated. I think Sam Hughes will have moments. I think she'll be able to get inside, land punches. I also feel like there's a good chance Sam Hughes could mix in a couple takedowns. Don't think she's going to be super successful from the top position, but I could see her wrestling a bit here potentially. What do you think, Mike? You doubting that?
I think Reed has a bit of availability on the ground there, like especially looking at her a couple years ago. You really want to judge people based off of their last couple performances, but I mean, how much better can you get in that short amount of time? I was seeing her, in some of these fights where she's missing opportunities. Even some like that, there was an arm bar I was watching her get that was super sloppy. I feel like there's some places where Sam Hughes could just start elbowing her in the head on the ground. If Sam Hughes is on top, I actually think Sam Hughes will do a little damage. No,
I like it. Listen, I hope she does. I'm glad you're saying this. I hope she does, man. I feel like we're gonna see close fight decision. We're going the full three. I like the odds of over here. Let me pull up the line so we can get you that plus money on this one, at least the what it's worth. Plus 144 for Sam Hughes, Elise Reed minus 146. You look towards the side of the over. Over 2.5. Yes, the line is ugly. It's minus 300, but I am pretty damn confident we're going the full distance in this matchup with these ladies. Sam Hughes to win a decision, plus 240. I like the Hughes money line as well. And I like over 2.5 rounds here as a pretty confident piece.
Agreed.
All three.
I do see this as a decision. Yep. And I think probably one where they're trading rounds back and forth, not my favorite fight to bet on this card.
Yeah, it's plus money. I think it's a good dog situation because my pick is the dog and happens to be like good plus money there. If you want to throw down something light on it, women's MMA, be cautious. And we're gonna see a fight, the first one of the night. This comment right here, we're gonna give you the Holm versus Vieira breakdown here soon, brother. We're gonna get through all these cards, but it's coming, man. It's coming. UFC's getting lazy. Our guy Jack says they're enjoying the Apex. They're comfortable. That's the word, man. They're chilling. They're chilling at the Apex. They don't got to sell the tickets really. Watch some fights. This card, if it was at a big arena, might not be easy to sell. I actually am thinking if the UFC is concerned about sales, right? Maybe due to overbookings of smaller arenas, maybe you get like overbooking of bigger arenas. Get a smaller arena to fight in, like when the UFC used to fight at like the Taj Mahal, the Trump Taj Mahal, like some type of weird event like that. Do it there, and at least you have a crowd in attendance. If you want to have a lesser card, it's going to be packed. I don't know what's wrong with doing that. I guess the UFC at this point sees themselves as maybe more value than that, but I still think that could be better than the Apex.
It changes fights too, having them at the Apex. For instance, Holly Holm would love a big cage to move around in, right? She won't have that. So it does tangibly change some of these fights, you know, especially when you put the heavyweights in that little cage, like, you know, you're changing outcomes sometimes. So that's another thing to think about with the constant. We used to not have to deal with this. It was always the UFC had the same size cage. Now these two different cage sizes, I feel like every week I'm like small cage, right? It constantly is a factor.
I thought they got like, I don't know if I'm wrong on this one. So if I am, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought they got rid of the small cage in the past 5 years because I know they would bring it around for the little events, but I thought that the small cage wasn't used anymore, at least for the most part, aside from on the Ultimate Fighter or Dana White's Contender Series at the Apex. I thought that it was done. I thought they got rid of it because I know they would use it. I remember Matt Mitrione back in the day in a main event, they were always talking about, oh, it's a 25-foot octagon. It might have been versus Roy Nelson. I don't remember what matchup.
Yeah, you know what? I think they do at the Apex though, AJ. For instance, like Stipe Miocic and Daniel Cormier, it looked like they were fighting in a telephone booth, man.
But like pre-pandemic time, I thought they got rid of that 25-foot octagon. I thought that was not a thing anymore. I don't know. I might be wrong on that one.
I think so. And there's a factual answer. So instead of doubling down on it, I'm going to make sure that I'm correct and verify that. I assume there's two size cages. Yes.
Yeah, now it seems like there is. At one point, I thought they got rid of the 25. Let's see.
I see what you're saying.
Like I thought they had canned it a while back, like after the what's it called, Fox Sports 1 era. I think when that ended, I thought they canned it.
Look, I would prefer one size cage and keep it consistent, right? You know, you can't always get what you want. Look, I think the fights are sometimes more exciting because they're in that small cage. Perhaps there are even more finishes because you're right on top of the person, you know. So just saying that factor will keep having to move into it because we're always at the Apex.
Yeah, bro. We're hopefully gonna see all fight
so we're
nights.
Doubling down on Hughes. We're crazy. We're going with the underdog. Definitely not one of my favorite fights to bet on this card though.
Okay. All right. Listen, Sam Hughes for the W. I might be throwing down on this one. Personally, I like the plus money. Might be worth an attack, especially that over line. Let's jump to the next one. It is Chase Hooper versus Felipe Colares. Chase Hooper really struggles in the stand-up department. It's been a massive hole in the game, but he's a young kid, 22 years of age, really long. Jiu-jitsu, I guess you can say excellent jiu-jitsu, on the way to being very good. It seems like he has a great grappling based skill set, but doesn't bring the wrestling base in. That's right. Doesn't have boxing. Now decides, hey, I want to do stand-up training a bit with Wonder Boy, which I actually think that's not a good idea because I feel like you would do better working a bit more of the hands, get a nice jab going for himself, because that Wonder Boy style is like etched in stone from childhood. To turn into a kickboxer like that as an adult, I think is almost impossible. Hooper on the ground has advantages over a lot of guys. Colares' game, though, when he came into UFC, was more known as the jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Now he's turned into a bit more of a Muay Thai striker, does have solid pressure. I have to pick Colares on a decision, but it's just due to the ability that I don't think Chase Hooper has great wrestling, and I really feel like his hole with his boxing, stand-up overall, but especially the boxing, is huge. Colares' striking had moments against Chris Gutierrez, who I consider to be pretty good on the feet. What do you think about this matchup, Mike?
I like it. I think Chase Hooper's fun to watch on the ground. He's definitely got a lot of skill, a lot of high-level technique to show us. But Chase Hooper is one of the least consequential strikers I've ever seen. The guy has no kinetic energy development on his feet, especially in his punching. I think Chris Cyborg hits a lot harder than Chase Hooper. You know what I'm saying?
Not even close. Not even close.
Right?
Yeah,
You
massive.
don't even have to go that far. There are plenty of great strikers who are able to develop just so much more kinetic energy in their shots. So what does that mean? That means that Colares, who normally is looking for the takedown, normally trying to choke you out, might actually be able to just stay on the feet, go fisticuffs with Chase Hooper. Because look, Colares, defense is decent with the takedown. When people shoot doubles on him, he's able to defend pretty well. And if he's on top in this fight, even if it's on the ground, I think he'll do well, man. His jiu-jitsu is pretty nasty. So if they cancel each other out on the ground, if Chase Hooper can't take him down, I think he's fucked. Colares all day, one of my most confident picks on this card. And I really think that there's just a small window for Hooper to be able to win this. And that would be somehow getting the back, getting on top, finding his way to get a sweep or something like that. And that's a tall order, man, because Colares is well-rounded and dog tough, by the way. He got into some wars in recent fights, man. Colares is able to survive and split decision with Chris Gutierrez. They had a grueling fight with Luke Sanders, of course, and was able to get the job done there. I'm pretty confident in Colares, dude.
You like him by decision?
That's tough. Probably. It's possible that he could get a TKO. It's possible that he's doing so well on the feet that he can get himself into a place where Hooper's shooting with his neck out and gets guillotined or something. I wouldn't be shocked. I'm sure the submission prop has to be insane, no?
Yeah, let me find it for you here.
Colares submission. I don't think anybody's predicting that, and it's not because Colares is so much better on the ground. It'd be because he's hurting Hooper on the feet, and Hooper gets desperate. That's where you leave your neck out, and you end up in a bad spot, with somebody on your back, somebody in mount, etc.
Plus 550 too. So it's big. It's not super crazy because Hooper is plus 500. Yeah, no, I agree. That'd be better. As far as the line, though, Colares is the favorite, minus 175. Chase Hooper, plus 164. Best value is the dog. I think this fight's going longer here, but there's a lot of variables. Like you're saying, Mike, standing up, it might cause Chase Hooper to go in and shoot. On the floor, if Hooper gets the back or some type of top position, it's not impossible for him to lock in a submission. I feel like it's a fight that can play out in many ways. So maybe the over or the under isn't the touch here. I will note the over 2.5 is minus 160. I've been leaning towards Colares winning a decision all week because Hooper has shown toughness, but there's always a chance of a finish, especially this difference of the hands. I mean, Chase Hooper's boxing is not there.
And Colares does finish fights, but it's by submission. So you could see this thing go into a decision. I think his last 2 or 3 fights here. Yeah. His last 4, 5, 6, a lot of decisions here for Felipe. Colares. So, you could kind of see it going that way. I just think that on the feet, this thing could get ugly. And especially as the fight drags on, I'm picturing Hooper with a broken nose here, man. I think that, and by the way, Colares is not the best striker, the best striker in the UFC. It's just, there's such a skill gap to overwhelm, with the striking with Chase Hooper. I got the more well-rounded fighter, and I'll go Moneyline.
Money line. Let's do it. Colares for the win. We'll say by decision. I think there's a fair chance of it. If I have to throw a number, let's say 70% on my end, but that's a made up number. Truly, it's just the confidence, how I'm feeling. Hooper left at a legendary. There's it's not even in the hotel room, my man. It's not near him, bro. It's not near him.
Legendary American power. No. That ain't Justin Gaethje over there, guys. That kid is he looks like I don't know, Gumby. I don't know. Gumby don't hit hard.
Dude, he just doesn't have the boxing. So I actually wish he would go boxing focused, but decided to go towards the karate kickboxing. I think he's getting beaten up, man. We're both on the same side. Colares for the win. Overall, I think it's a pretty decent matchup. And definitely some maybe value on that Colares money line side. Let's jump to the next fight. You want to say something, Mike?
I wanted the odds one more time. For Hooper, Colares, money line is minus
175. Hooper plus 164. So
smash it. Go for it. This is not financial advice, but go for it.
Jonathan Martinez versus Vince Morales. I'm excited to see these two throw down, man.
Yeah.
Martinez, he always looks really good out there, but he does get caught, and he's been put down in fights. Morales, I don't think is as technical standing up as Martinez, but he does have knockout power. He's got the wrestling in the back pocket too. It's not like he's using a lot of the wrestling, but he has a background in it. Mike, do you think that Vince Morales maybe mixes in some wrestling, gets a win over Martinez standing? Like, how are you liking this fight playing out? Because Martinez, I do think, is the better technical striker.
And dude, Martinez's takedown defense, I mean, I at least like the way he engages his hips, right? Somebody shoots in on him. You guys ever seen Hamzat take his opponent in the back and teach you how to hit with the hip? Bang! You see Martinez do that real well, man. I forgot what Bisping said on the commentary, but it was something like, fantastic, takedown defense. He is definitely able to stuff a straight double leg, which is what Vince Morales is generally shooting. Look, I've seen Vince Morales in Bellator. He lost originally on Dana White's Contender Series, won his fight in Bellator, and then the UFC took him right away and signed him from there. So, he was a guy who's been in these close fights and whatnot, and I don't think you want to get there with Martinez because Martinez kicks hard, knees hard. And remember, Vince Morales was stopped by leg kicks recently.
Chris Gutierrez is the name. I got you, brother.
Chris Gutierrez. Thank you very much. Exactly. Chris Gutierrez was able to tear his legs up and get that stoppage. Who kicks harder than Martinez, dude? Oh my God. When he throws a head kick, you hear that shit a block away, man. He is going to break somebody's forearm with that shit. I just think that the more powerful guy, the guy who's going to be able to do, as we say, damage, right? To do more damage, to be more consequential is Martinez. I'm going to have to lean him a decision, but a damn good fight. I could definitely see this thing being back and forth.
I like Martinez to win as well. Method of victory has been cloudy for me, but I have to say decision is the way I'm going here. I'd love to say Martinez by knockout, but I do think Morales can stay in the fight.
Really good point by Memphis Tiger right here. I would be confident in Martinez if he fought orthodox like Chris Gutierrez. Exactly. He fights southpaw, but maybe this will cheer you up. He loves going head kick. So if you start going, low leg, go inside the calf, even if they start looking at that and checking at that, boom, and then you come upstairs, I'm sure you guys remember George St. Pierre fighting Matt Hughes. George St. Pierre would look low, kick low, look low, kick low, look low, kicked him in the head, knocked him out. So that's something that's still available, orthodox or southpaws, to get them defending that body or leg kick and then coming upstairs. I've seen him go for that. I would expect him to try to set that up in this fight. I think he will be looking for a head kick KO.
Let's go. I like the potential of that, man. It'd be pretty fucking entertaining as well if he slept him with the damn head kick. Can you imagine? Holy shit. Head kick KOs are the craziest, bro.
What's up, guys? Good to see you. Thank you for coming. We always appreciate having you.
I'm with you on the same side, Mike. Martinez for the win. I like the stand-up game. I like the takedown defense. I feel like Morales is explosive and hits hard, but Martinez is the technically better guy. So unless he got caught up in something, getting caught maybe with an overhand shot, I'd say the likelihood, though, in my opinion, is going to be low here.
One little thing I did notice for you Morales people, if you're going to be crazy and you're going to go against me and AJ and go Vince Morales, this is one thing I saw. When Martinez throws an uppercut, he throws it from his grandma's house. He freaking winds that thing up like it's bizarre how much he winds up an uppercut. And what did Vince Morales recently knock out Luis Smolka with? A big right hand. If he throws the right hand while the uppercut's coming, I mean, Martinez is dropping both of his hands when he's throwing that uppercut. That could be a problem. That is something I saw that made me less confident in betting on Martinez. There is an availability for the right hand, and Vince Morales can throw a right hand.
He's got a bit of pop in those hooks, man. Yeah, I like that because if the uppercut goes and the chin is up high, it's a good way to get put to sleep. We're riding Martinez, though, and we got to say a shout-out to our guy. Great breakdowns, always trying to be here. Respect your guys' knowledge, #1 on YouTube.
Thank you, Hasbullah.
Hasbik. Much love.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Hasbullah.
We're going to get into the odds for this fight as well. Looking at the lines, Jonathan Martinez is a good-sized favorite, -223. Vince Morales, +196. It's wide. Is it wide enough that you'd say attack straight on the dog Morales? But let's look at Morales by KO. That line plus 580, but it's still not one that I'm feeling like I want to Hail Mary that up too much.
Yeah, I think most likely it's going to be Martinez going 3 rounds and getting it on the scorecards, and probably a good fight. You know, and you know, not to pick on Morales anymore, but he does tire sometimes by the 3rd round. Not good when you're trying to win a decision. I think most likely Martinez gets it on the scorecards. If we had to set a likelihood on Morales KO, yeah, like maybe one out of 5 fights, he ends up blasting them with a right hand and getting them out of there. Mike got Chuck Liddell, Rashad Evans flashbacks with that scenario. Just so you guys know, just so you know, Justin, Chuck Liddell is my favorite fighter ever. I used to have a 6'2" cardboard cutout of Chuck Liddell in my house. I got word he was going to be in Chicago. I brought that thing in. I had Chuck sign it and everything. Like, Chuck is my guy. So any Chuck Liddell flashback where he's getting KO'd is unsettling.
Unsettling, man. That is unsettling for you, bro. Morales, overhand, Martinez, uppercut, both at the same time. Now, what would be the outcome of that? We can't determine that, but if we had to guess, I think
yes, we can. Come on, AJ.
I think the hook gets the knockout over the uppercut.
I think that an uppercut almost always lands second, right? Unless you got a guy like in boxing, you'll see guys more so weaving and coming down here. You see less of that in MMA. If we're standing upright and I'm throwing an uppercut, you're going to get to me quicker just coming through with the hook, right? Yeah. If you think about also straight punching, I mean, straight punching is the best way to beat hooks and uppercuts. So if it's a straight right hand, that thing's coming through. With that being said, I'm not saying Martinez is out there just swinging uppercuts the whole fight, but there are moments to capitalize on, and that is one technique. If I was in, you know, Vince Morales' corner, that I'm absolutely waiting for and looking to capitalize on.
Absolutely, bro. Shout out to our guy Samuel Adamak for the donation. I remember the life-size cutout of Chuck, bro. He knows.
Holy shit. All right. Shout out to Sam Adamek. Sam Adamek is the one who brought the cardboard cutout in. I went to send him out to my car to go get it. So thank you, Sam. This is my lifelong friend, Sam Adamek. By the way, one MMA fight himself. So big shout out to Sam. Thanks.
Shout out to Savage Sam, bro. Much love, my guy. Let's go. We do need to get to the next fight of the night. If not, we'll be talking about Jonathan Martinez and Morales all day long. Let's jump up to another Morales. It's Omar Morales versus Uros Medic. I feel like we have a great fight in store for us. Yeah. Medic's a fast-starting kickboxer. He's rangy. He kicks incredibly hard. He's going to put a high pace on Omar Morales early. Morales, known as a good striker, too, hasn't found the finish in the UFC. But I feel like he still has finishing ability. He's got knockouts outside of it. What he does have that I think Medic doesn't have is a decent wrestling game. Morales can mix in takedowns. Yeah, his last fight, Jonathan Pierce kind of ran through him, but Pierce, young, athletic, wrestling-based guy who's long and strong. I think Medic is definitely at the disadvantage in the clinch, physical strength-wise for certain. Medic has an edge from range striking, definitely with body kicks. I think that's something to watch for. Maybe the southpaw Medic landing that body kick on Morales could be an issue. Still, though, Morales hasn't seemed like an easy guy to put away. Goes distance with Giga Chikadze. I do feel like he's heavy-handed. I think he could actually hurt Uros Medic here, who comes in a bit too recklessly. Mixing in takedowns too. I like Omar Morales' chances, man. I'm going to pick him to win. What about you, Mike?
Anybody who can survive that Giga Chikadze storm, when you get caught in that thing, you're getting hit with lightning and thunder, and there's a hurricane and a freaking tsunami, and it's all coming at you. He's trying to break your ribs. He's trying to get you out of there. Anybody who can survive that, I respect it greatly. With that being said, Medic should try to do a similar thing to what Giga did. You know, like you said, keep that cushion, keep him off of him and strike. But what do we keep saying? It's the little cage, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go with the MMA fighter, man. I got to go with the guy who's going to be looking for takedowns, looking to mix things up. Medic has a pathway to win this fight. No mistake about it. I am not going to bet on this fight. I think it could be close. I could even see Medic taking a round. But I'm going to pick the guy who's going to get a takedown. I'm going to pick the guy who's going to try to mix it up a little bit more. Small cage. Medic can't run around. I like, I like taking Morales here, and I'll take him by a decision.
Let's go. Me and you, same
we
side.
Doubled up. This is a close fight.
I think I'm leaning. I'm leaning finish though. I'm gonna go finish. Actually, I'm gonna say we're gonna go. Omar Morales wins for me I'm going to say KO TKO. I think he's going to finish Medic, who gasses a bit after the second two with the wrestling. I'm going to jump on the KO TKO, man. First ever for Morales in the UFC. But if you got a submission, I'm not going to be shocked. I want to jump to the odds. Looking at them, Omar Morales -135. Uros Medic. People been shitting on me all week. Medic, bro. We got to say it right, Mike. Medic. +130 for Medic. Now, under 2.5, -160. I think it's going under, Mike, but you're telling me it's going longer. So now, you know, it's a little bit of a thought for me, which I like. For Morales to win inside of the distance, +155. If you go the decision side, Morales by decision, +365, actually. Wow, it's a wide line. But money line, he's not terrible. -150 range. It's not a bad play.
Yeah, Morales has 3 victories in the UFC. They're all by decision. I could see it going again. Although AJ does make a good point, which is because there's an opening, right, to get maybe a submission, maybe get to a TKO. Like there's a vulnerability there for Medic. So you know, we could see him get his first finish. That's possible. No, I'm gonna go ahead and go with a decision in this fight. And I like Drip Mystics here. Straight punches beat looping punches any day. Yes, yeah. I coach people, and I'm trying to tell them that all the time. Exactly. If I said hello to you, AJ, and I came over, oh hey, what's going on? And I walked over here first and then came, like I took like a long loop to get to you. You'd be like, that was ridiculous. Is this guy crazy? You'd walk right to the person. Hi, how's it going? Why? Yeah. Because this is the shortest distance for us to go. So all day you want to go that short distance. And then we've learned from great boxers, right? Floyd Mayweather, to get to you, doesn't have to jab from right here. He's got his hand halfway there. So all he's got to do is just extend that thing and get to you. So straight punches are shorter distance, and they're going to land obviously before a looping shot. Great boxing IQ for you guys to build up there. Tai, have you guys had fights? Yes.
Yeah, we both had. Mike had the MMA fights. I had the boxing matches. Still counts though. Still counts. Yeah, and a kickboxing. I did, bro. I took some shots, man. I took some shots.
You got to respect that shit. You know, it's one thing to watch these fights on TV. It's another thing when you're in there with your nose bleeding and your mom's crying in the front row, right? And you got to pull that shit out. Then you understand.
Let's go, champ. Let's go. The Mike Finch truth right there. I love it.
Check out our fights. YouTube us, guys. Let's go.
Dude, my fights are not on YouTube, man. I never uploaded them, bro. I have them on Google Drive.
Come on. Well, are you gonna sprinkle them, bro? You're just gonna tease us like that?
I feel like it's like one of those mystery things, bro.
Everybody let AJ know you want to see his fights, because I do too. We want you to post them, bro. Come on, man. Hey, I see you getting in shape again too. When I started this Moneyline show with AJ, those cheeks were a little thicker, bro. You look like you're getting a fight soon, dude.
Listen, bro, I'm feeling in damn good shape, but I'm training more the bodybuilding style. You know what I'm saying? It's like I gotta dedicate to the boxing if I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I like it. Hey, Tai came with the best 10,000 subs, and you got to reveal the fight. It's shit.
Let's go.
Start pumping it up, guys. Let's go.
Hit that subscribe button, man. We do got a guest who's gonna pop in and give some of his takes, man. He just arrived, so I gotta let my guy in. Let's introduce him properly, though, man. We got a nice little soundbite. Pro fighter on the way up. No lies on me. Motaz Askar, my guy. I gotta put you on the big box here.
Oh shit! What up, Motaz?
What's up, guys?
Hanging out, bro. We're talking about the best sport on the planet, bro. Your sport. Let's go.
I already know, man. Thank you for the intro. That thing was sick. I was like, what's going on here?
Let's go, champ. Let's go. What's your record right now, champ? I'm sorry I didn't look it up beforehand.
As an amateur, I was 7-0, and a pro, I'm 3-0.
Let's go, champ. Let's go. LFA, correct?
I fought for LFA once. I was supposed to fight back in February, as Mike already knows. But we'll probably get on a show soon.
Let's go.
Hopefully. One of the LFA shows. I think one's coming to Indiana, hopefully in July. So you already know your boy's going to try to get on that one.
Let's go.
Shit. LFA.
That's big, bro.
Yeah, hopefully, bro.
Let's go.
Yeah. So for those of you guys who don't know, Motaz Askar is one of 3 brothers, and both of his other brothers are badass MMA fighters too. I mean, Motaz, you've heard me hype up the family, but I'll do it one more time. The oldest brother, Askar, 10-1. What's the pro record?
Right now he's 13-2.
13-2. Whoa. Have
We
I
got a
been
lot of
sleeping?
fights.
13-2. Yeah, he's like 10-1 when I was back mopping the gym in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
13-2 now as a pro.
Yeah.
His other brother, Askar, a ridiculous, phenomenal amateur career. Grappling with Askar feels like grappling with a chimpanzee. And the kid is unbelievably talented as well. He was a professional fighter. He fought in Bellator as well. And now Motaz, the youngest of the group, on the rise. Motaz, you've been killing grown-ass men. How old are you today, Motaz?
Well, so now I'm 24. You know, my birthday is today.
Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. You know, and I always used to be like the young guy, you know, the young boy training with these adults, fighting these adults at 18, 19, 20. And now I'm like 24. I'm like, holy shit. Talking to my friends and like, you're 24 now. I'm like, man, we're having a discussion on if I was he's like, you're the mid 20s. I'm like, no, I'm still in the low 20s, bro. I'm not, until I hit 25, I'm not in the mid 20s. I'm still a kid in my mind.
I agree with you, bro.
No.
I'm in the same boat as you, man. I'm a year younger though.
You guys are kids. I'm 30 this year.
Really?
Fuck you guys.
Wow. Wait, you're 20? You're 23?
23, bro. 23. You would have thought I was a little older, man. Is that
What's
what you
going
think?
on here? You live in California?
No, bro. I live in Florida, bro.
Florida, there's something in the water over there to make this guy look like he's 23.
Yeah, listen, we got something in.
You
I'll be
got
honest.
a better beard than him, Motaz.
Yeah, he does. I was thinking the same,
Hey,
man.
but you know what? People always think I'm way older too. So I mean,
Yeah, me and you are in the same boat, dude. We're in the same boat, man. It
Mike
is what it
looks
is.
younger than both of us.
He
Talking about
does.
30. He looks like he's 22.
I'm trying, bro. Haley's got me. She bought me all these like facial creams so I don't get that saggy ass, skin going, bro. I don't really put them on, but I pretend like I do, So I got to hold it together, Motaz. I'm 30 this year, bro. I'm going to die soon. This ain't
Come
good,
on, man.
bro.
You
don't
look
say that
younger than
shit.
us.
Don't say that shit, Mike. Don't say that shit. Oh
Mike
my
ain't going
God.
nowhere. That's that dog. That boy's a dog right there. That dude's
He
always working, always doing, always eating right, kind of, from what I remember. Kind of.
I got a bit of a Motaz diet.
A little bit, Yeah, you got to enjoy life,
Let's go. You
gotta
got to enjoy
enjoy
your
it a little
food,
bit,
man.
so.
Let's go.
Motaz, first off, shout out from Memphis Tiger, happy birthday. Josh Saunders, happy birthday. We got Billy Barnes in here. Everybody's just giving you some shout outs in the live chat. We're happy for you, bro. So, last question before we jump into this card, because everybody on here wants to talk about this Holly Holm fight. I know you got thoughts on it, Motaz, but your teammate, Brandon Royval, looked like a bad mother effer last week, man. Give him a little shout. Tell us what it's like training with Brandon Royval, what you thought about his performance.
So I'll say this, man. When I first came here, we know the UFC dudes that were here, like Vince Pichel, Alexander Hernandez, Devontae Smith, Colin, Brandon, all the big boys, I haven't really trained with, but all the UFC fighters at Factor X, and Brandon, 125-pounder, I fight at 45, 55, 45. So I'm like, I won't really get to train with Brandon, but I got to move around with him and train with him, and I'm like, this dude is different. You could see why he's on top. You can see why he's top of the world and why he could be champ. The dude has a pace like no other. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm bigger than him. I'm just gonna move around. No, this guy's running circles on me. I'm over here like gassed out, can't breathe. And this he just sets a pace on everything with jiu-jitsu, striking, whatever it may be. His jiu-jitsu is relentless, being the smaller guy, you would think you'd be able to just sit on him and just, you're big, I control this dude. No. He's running circles around you, throwing up guillotines, rear naked chokes, whatever. And the dude's like, honestly, he's like a phenom. That kid is really, really good. You know what I mean? And I honestly think that he could take out everybody in that division from 1 to 2 to the champ 3, all the way down, whatever. His style is fun. It's fun to watch as a fan and as a teammate. And man, he's got that demeanor to be the next champ. His work ethic is second to none. That dude trains like a horse. And his last performance is it's honestly what I thought it was gonna be. Like we were sitting here, me, Askar, and Rego, and we were sitting here. We're like, we think he's gonna sub him. We're like, he's probably gonna sub him because his guillotine choke that he hit that on Kai Kara France too. And we were like, this dude has that guillotine. Once he cinches it in, it's over. And when he went out there, he got hit a little bit, but that's him. That's his style. He doesn't go out there and just, he comes into the fire. What makes him so fun? And honestly, his performance, 10 out of 10. Like he went out there and did what he does. It wasn't like, oh, who is this guy? What is he doing? No, he went out there. I honestly think he looked flawless. Him getting hit is still flawless to us because we know the way he trains and the way he fights, you know?
When you jump in the fire, you get burnt, right? Don't go out in the rain. You don't want to get wet.
Like he always says, he goes in the he always says this. He's like, I go in the fire, but I come out sunburned, you know? So he's like, I go in and I came out sunburned, you know, because he came out safe, but a little bit, you know, but that's his style. He goes in and he creates war, you know, and it's beautiful. Like you guys watched the Kaikara France, I'm guessing, the fight between him and Kaikara.
Of course, brother. Of course.
That was amazing, you know, and he came out on top against Kaikara France, the guy who's probably going to fight for the title next, which is kind of like, you know, Brandon beat him. So it's like, it's kind of crazy, but honestly, and I think in the next year and like, you know, like that dude's going to be a straight savage. He's going to be for sure.
I love hearing it, bro. I think he's gonna be a savage, and the win over Kaikara France shows one more win, and I mean he's in the mix right away for a title shot. I like Royval a lot, man. As soon as I saw him, I said this is a guy to keep an eye on, and he's got the fan friendly style, like you said. You know his style. He gets hit a little bit, but that brings the entertainment, man. It's definitely marketable. If he finds his way towards the top, he's a really sellable guy.
He is, and he's super hard to put away. I don't think. Like a guy like Figueiredo, who is, you know, hits hard and this and that. I think he's more on the get tired kind of side. I think he'd run circles around Figueiredo. If not in the first, the second round, third round, Figueiredo is not going to be able to put him out or put him down. So it's just going to be, you know, by the third, fourth round, it's going to be Brandon all the way, you know. So I would love to see that fight, but whoever is champ, you know, I think he'd beat him regardless.
You said that the champ can't put him out, which I could see that being the case, but the champ can't put him down. I mean, he seems kind of, and tell me if you hate this comparison. You train with him, I don't, but it seems like Brandon Royval is somewhat of like a Diaz brother. Like you can hit him, but he ain't going nowhere. You can take him down, but he's going to try to submit you when he's on his back. He's just always going for the finish. It seems to me he could get tagged with the right hand.
Yeah, actually, he might go down, but he won't stay down. I said that. I'm like, wait, he actually does go down. He eat a shot, but you wouldn't put him away.
Got it.
You are right on that. He would probably get put down if the right shot lands, but you already know that guy is rolling, going for submissions, or getting back up and going right into the fire. So
5-round fight might be good for him, Motaz.
Yeah, we've seen Brent. Yeah. Oh man. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, any 5-round fight with that boy, whoever's fighting him is in trouble. You know what I mean? Whoever is fighting, he does not get tired. Just like half the guys on this team, they don't get tired. It's kind of like, what's going on here? I'm still here and I'm over here getting tired. I want to know what's happening, you know?
You haven't hit 25 yet, bro. When you hit 25, you're not going to get tired.
That's true, man. You know? When I'm getting old, man. That's it.
Dude, listen, the prime's coming, bro. It's coming.
Exactly. A runner's prime is 27. That's a runner's prime.
What's the fighter's prime? I heard it was like 30.
I personally, my take, I'm going to say 30. Yeah, I think it really hits 29. You can hit it. I mean, there's guys you've seen that done it at like 22. The John Jones is like, it's not impossible though, but it's just that time, because it's like, dude, you're beating at that craft for so damn long, so many rounds. That endurance just reaches a fucking other level. That old man strength comes in, and then when you fight those young bucks, man, they don't have it for you in the clinch and shit.
Motaz already got that old man strength, AJ. All those Askar brothers are so heavy, man.
We get it from my dad, him and his construction all those years, you know.
Savage. Let's go.
You guys to work out there. Dude, AJ, I'm telling you, I roll with these kids. Yeah. When any of them are parked on top of me, Asif's the craziest. But all you guys, when you're parked, it feels like a damn Hummer is parked on you, bro. I cannot move under these kids, man.
Yeah, Asif's definitely a different breed, that guy.
Right? When Asif, I wish people could see this guy, Asif Askar, fight. He's battled with some injuries and stuff. When Asif is on top of me, you might as well have nailed me to the mat.
Might as well put him in the coffin at that point. You know what I mean?
Holy shit. I love it, bro. I love
Let's get to the fight, guys, because we got a whole crowd here live, and they want to hear you talk about the fight. So, Motaz, let's put it to you from the top down. Holly Holm, at 40 years old, the former champion, is going to be taking on a younger, Brazilian striker / actually more so a grappler who's really come into being able to be a well-rounded mixed martial artist with her Muay Thai. Recently, beat Miesha Tate on the feet. Let me know what you think about Holly Holm and Ketlen Vieira.
So I tried my best when you told me that I'm coming on. I tried my best to look at the whole card, you know, especially when it comes to fight nights. I know most of the people, but there's some people that I'm like, I never heard or never seen these people. Vieira, I've seen her, not quite as much as obviously a Holly Holm, who's everyone's seen. I watched a bit of Vieira. I've seen the fight with her and Miesha Tate, and I forgot what other girl that she fought. But from my standpoint, my viewpoint, I think her striking is good, but I don't think it's the most crispiest striking in the world. I think sometimes she gets a little rowdy, and I think if you're going to try to stand and bang with Holly Holm, even if she's 65 years old, it's not going to be a good time for you. So I honestly would probably have to say Holly Holm. I'm not big on saying girls finish and but Holly Holm, she finishes people. You know what I mean? At this age, I don't know if she'll be able to finish her, but I'll probably have to put my money if I were to on Holly Holm. Vieira, she's big. She's a big girl, but so is Holly Holm. So I'd probably say Holly Holm.
Oh shit! Oh
Holly
shit!
Holm,
okay.
baby.
Yeah.
Why Holly Holm? Because let me just interject a little bit about Ketlen.
Yeah.
Ketlen, when she was fighting Miesha Tate, looks real good when she's coming forward. When she's coming forward, she's kind of got heavy hands, Motaz. I think her hands are heavier than Holly Holm's. I didn't say better. I just said heavier. And then but when she's going backwards, that's when Miesha Tate started winning. Miesha Tate with that goofy ass stance she likes to use, right? And she kept bombing on her with that right hand. I was like, oh shit, Miesha Tate's outboxing her. But that only happened in moments, and it only happened when Ketlen was backing up. Motaz, in this fight, Holly Holm always backs up. Holly Holm always moves side to side. Is Holly going to press Ketlen back? No. So if Ketlen's car is in drive and Holly's car is going side to side and in reverse, you still think she's going to take it on the cards?
I still think so, because I feel like Ketlen Vieira is going to come forward, and she's, like you said, she hits hard. She's going to throw bombs. It's like, no disrespect to Miesha Tate, but she is not no Holly Holm on the feet, And if you got a girl like Miesha Tate outstriking you, even if it is you going backwards and her going forward, that's going to be big trouble when you face a striker as experienced as Holly Holm. I don't care if Holly Holm is moving backwards, side to side. I think her experience is going to show with Vieira. Not saying if Vieira doesn't catch her with one shot, she put her down. Just any fight, but I just don't see it happening. I think even if Holly Holm is running side to side back, I think Vieira is probably going to, I don't know if she's like one of the type of fighters to gas out, but with a girl her size, just from seeing of her size, I can't say through experience of watching her fight, but I would probably say that if she were to just try to come forward and try to put Holly Holm out, she'd probably gas herself trying to do that, because that's not an easy task to do. So I'd still say Holly Holm. Regardless of what you say, Mikey, I apologize, but I haven't. Holly Holm.
Don't ever apologize, bro. Don't ever apologize.
That's my boy, Mikey. I gotta apologize sometimes.
No. You don't have to, bro. Not with the picks, bro. You're allowed to go against them. Me and Mike go against each other all the time, bro. It's all love, bro.
All right, perfect.
There it is. AJ, so if AJ has a question for you on this fight, I'll let him shoot. Other than that, Motaz, I'm interested to hear if you have standouts in this card. When you looked at it, you thought for sure fighter A is going to beat fighter B. When you're looking at this card, did you have that?
I have that same question.
If you want to hear some biasm, bias, I don't know if it's a word. My boy Jonathan Martinez, he's fighting on the card. He's part of Factor X2. Askar's actually cornering him this fight, so that'll be pretty fun.
Shit. No way.
And obviously people are gonna be, oh, that's your teammate, that's your boy, you're gonna pick him. Yes, but I've also trained with this dude, and that guy is a savage. Like, when I tell you, some people have fighting in their DNA and some people learn it. This dude has it. Yeah. You look at Jonathan and you're like, he's just a small guy, small Mexican boy, you know what I mean? Then he comes and he kicks you one time, you're like, I'm gonna retire. You know what I mean? That dude knocked out Thomas Almeida. He has a whole bunch of fights and good wins against a lot of people. He fought I forgot what the dude's name is that came in from LFA. He was 13-0, like high prospect. Like I think he was not an Olympian, but like a world-class wrestler. And everyone's like, oh, he's gonna take Jonathan down, this and this and that. And then obviously didn't happen. Jonathan went out there and just put a clinic on the feet on that guy. And Vince Morales is who he's fighting. And I checked on the odds. He was a minus 220. Jonathan is. And I'm like, this dude should be a minus 1,000. That's what he should be. In my opinion, I'm not gonna say opinion. I'm putting that as a lock right now. Jonathan is gonna If this dude tries to bang with Jonathan on the feet, he's gonna have a bad time. If he tries to shoot on him, he's gonna have a bad time. Someone should just call this dude and be, hey, yo, pull out right now. You know?
Holy shit, I like it. Listen, me and Mike actually just both picked Jonathan Martinez right before you came on the show, so we're on the same sides.
I hope so. I thought we were gonna have some problems if you guys didn't. You know? No, Jonathan, that guy. When it comes to fighting, that dude is just mean. You meet him, and he's such a quiet dude. If you ever watch him on the mic, you know, we do this thing at practice. We're like, hey, yo, who you gonna like? You gotta call out somebody. So like, you know, we practice in front of the whole team, like 30, 40 people. He'd be like, you know, like he would whisper, and we're like, we all start screaming, you gotta yell, you're gonna be on the mic. He hates being on the mic, but if you were to like talk to him or like interview him, and then you put him on like in a fight, you know, you'll be like, oh my God, is this the same person? You know? So my lock of the night, 100%, Jonathan Martinez. If he doesn't, then, you know, I'll be hiding, but you know, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. That's my number one right there.
That was actually exactly our notes, right, AJ? Me and AJ were saying Martinez kicks really hard, and that's gonna come into play in this fight. That's exactly what Motaz just echoed.
And this week's best MMA bets, I put him as a lock of the night too. So that was my show that I did last night. So he's a confident pick for me. I do want to say, when the UFC call comes to you, my man, I need you to call somebody out with that confidence. Have the line. If you need me and Mike, we'll find the next guy in the rankings.
This is actually hilarious because I was ready for you guys to tell me about the other fights. One thing I've been saying for the past, I don't know, a year, 2 years, I've been telling my brother, I'm like, bro, this Chase Hooper kid does not belong in the UFC. I was like, I would fight this dude tomorrow, you know. No disrespect to the kid, but I'm just like, man, his skill set is not that high, you know. Maybe I feel like he should belong in the UFC maybe later in his career, but
he's got a lot of experience too, though. It's not like he doesn't have a lot of fights. Like,
no, and he fought tough dudes. Right, he has,
but his hands are. We were literally talking about it too. It's like minimal, like it's novice.
I've taught at the UFC gym with my boy Mikey over there, and I've seen soccer moms have better form than that. You know, so I'm just saying, that guy, like his striking was nowhere near the level that it needed to be for him to be in the UFC, in my opinion. You could be an expert wherever he is. Like he's a goon on the ground. You know, he's a straight savage. And
good way to put it.
You know, he is. You know, he's beating people by just getting hit and being like, come on, top me, we'll do this. You know, and it's just like that's cool and everything, but I feel like it's like in the UFC, if you have zero of something, like if you have zero wrestling or zero jiu-jitsu or zero striking, you do not belong there. You know, maybe now he does. He's 22 years old. When he first came in, he was 18 or 19. And then he got beat up, but he ended up subbing the dude or, you know, like just like riding him. And I guess he showed that like you could win like that. But in my opinion, one, not exciting. And two, let me fight him. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. Listen, we got comments already.
Oh, there it is.
Is it. So is this the straight collar? Because let's say he loses this fight. Listen, Motaz, maybe you get one more in the meantime. Somehow we can get a little something stirring. Maybe the UFC is giving you a call for this matchup. You're both young guys, 24, 22.
Man.
This might be the debut for you. If he doesn't win this weekend, I think you'd have a chance to get the fight. You get a win coming up, and boom, it's game time.
Hey, I got my boy Rego right here, real quick.
Hey,
my boy right there.
You What's up, my man?
And sorry, I didn't let you finish, but you were talking about like if I were to. If they were
you versus Hooper, sell it to us, Motaz.
Listen, they call me tonight. I will go cut 30 pounds right now and hop on the scale tomorrow. You know what I mean? Go. Let's do it. Like honestly, I would love to fight him, and Mike probably knows this about me too. But like, I'm not a guy who's like, if that guy, I don't swear. I'm not like, hey, yo, this dude, I hate this guy. No, but I see skill for skill. If I don't see like, oh, this dude's not highly skilled, I'll be, you know, I have this thing is if I know a dude is not dangerous, especially on the feet. I might like, oh man, should I take this fight? Should I fight this dude? Goes out the window. I'm like, yeah, I'll fight that dude outside. You know what I mean? It's like I'm ready to go because when it comes to danger, most people are scared of the fight is losing, and then two, getting hurt and getting knocked out. You know, my biggest fear is, I would say losing, but also I'm not trying to get put to sleep. My mom's watching. You know what I mean? So like with a guy like Chase Hooper, it's like. I feel like, what would he do? Just take me down? You can't take me down. You know what I mean? With his grappling, it's mostly grappling. It's not even wrestling. And then he's not going to outstrike me. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I just feel like he's not that highly skilled, like I said. And listen, I want to see how this fight goes. You know, I think he's going to lose this fight. I would have said, who is he fighting?
Felipe Colares.
Felipe Colares, right?
Colares, yeah.
Felipe Colares.
Yeah. What's his name?
Hit it, AJ.
Felipe Colares.
Felipe Colares. He actually fought
Colares.
Chris Gutierrez last fight, so that's how I remember him. And that dude's tough.
Yeah.
I'd say he's the lock, but I don't know about him entirely against Chase Hooper. And then again, you can't be a lock against Chase Hooper. He's just he's like that question mark. Like you whoop him for 2 rounds and then he'll sub you, and you're like, what the hell happened? You know?
Hey, hold up. You did lock him. Richard Gillen says straight out call outs exactly. Motaz versus putting the house on Motaz, he said.
Put it.
We got our guy Kevin L. Basri in here. Motaz will cartwheel past his guard and go north.
I love it.
For those who don't know, I was commentating Motaz fighting in HFC, and he was fighting a jiu-jitsu black belt. And what does Motaz do? Motaz cartwheel past his guard in an MMA fight. You're
he didn't want no part of that. After I hit him, he's like, you know,
let's go.
I was like, what are you gonna do? You know, but
is that on YouTube?
I love doing that stuff. You know,
we could send people to go watch that shit.
Dude, they say you're gonna kill him, man. I think by destruction. What are you saying? First round knock? What do you like? If you have to give a pick, how is Motaz gonna beat him?
Listen, I could lie to you guys back. I'll go out there and start him in 30 seconds. Yeah. If that's what you guys want to hear, I'll say that. But honestly, I already know how the fight would probably go. I feel like I would come up, pressure the kid, and I'd hit him a lot. And he'll shoot, and then I'll stop it. He'll shoot, and I'll stop it for the next 2 rounds, 3 rounds. By the end of the second, end of the third, he'll probably be like, okay, this kid's too much. And then I'll be putting the pressure on the dude, and I think I'll TKO him in the second or third round. I don't think that he will stand and bang for a long time because I feel like he'd be the get hit, fall to the ground. He'll probably pull guard. You pull guard on me, I'm gonna pick you up, throw you over the cage, you know, because we're not doing none of that, you know.
Let's go.
I'm working all get off of me. Don't touch me. We're striking. You know. But I'd probably say TKO probably the end of the second, third round. If I would have to say. You know.
I like that confidence, bro. That's the call out. I listen. I want to see the fight now. You're selling it to me, man. I think
I got sold to someone else.
If you can get a couple lined up, let's go.
That's what I'm doing, man. I'm over here. I'm trying. You know. My biggest issue is you know, I'm a big boy, you know, so when it comes to the weight cutting, I just got to cut that weight. That's all it is. I be training. The training here is freaking fantastic. So I'm always like ready to go. I just need to get my weight under control and get it down where it just stays, where it could be like, are you ready in 2 weeks? I'll be like, yeah, let's do it.
Do you have a nutritionist right now, Motaz?
I'm an Arab. All I do is eat food. So there's no such thing as nutritionist in my vocabulary. You know what I mean?
I get it. Bro.
I would like one.
Amazing.
I would really like one. Obviously, I would love to have a nutritionist. Ever since moving out here to Denver, money's been tight. I'm over here trying to, you know, do this and that, trying to make some money, get by, you know. It's just been grinding. And then I've been, you know, obviously going with my brother and Rego. We've all been just trying to, like, put our minds together and figure out ways to keep training and ways to keep eating right and, you know, lose weight and everything and run and this and that. So I eventually want a nutritionist. I definitely do. I think it'd be a great help. Right now it's just not the right time money wise, you know, because they are expensive for a good reason though. Yeah. Hopefully one day, you know.
You will, Motaz. I want you to tell the people where to find you too, because we got a good amount of people. I want you to give yourself a shout out, let them know, because we're supporting you on this road, man. Now I'm a fan, bro. I'm excited for your next fight. I'm definitely gonna have to check you out. I've heard of you through Mike. He's hyped you up, and I'll be honest, I do think I checked out your Tapology, but in the moment I didn't have it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for you, man.
I appreciate you, Mike. You're the man. I already know. Listen, every time I try to put a highlight video together and try to post it, all I hear is Mike in the background. I'm like, man, I gotta mute this dude. You know what I mean? So, but to find me, I'm on Instagram. It's the number one place I'm at. Izzo, IZZOO 145, hashtag 150 right now. But got that, and then my Twitter I don't use too much, but it's Motaz A 145. And then I've been on TikTok trying to make some videos ever since I moved here to Denver. I'm a little bored after practice. I'm like, you know, my boy is famous on TikTok, and he goes, you got to make a TikTok. You'll get people looking at you. And I was like, all right, help me make edits. So he helps me make edits. And I'm on TikTok, and I'm not going to lie, you're going to give me a second to find
Get it.
My name is
Pull it
on
up.
Bro,
Pull
I'm
it up,
adding
my
you
brother.
right now. Let's go. Motaz
Yeah.
on TikTok.
I'll give you a follow on TikTok because I have some TikToks that have popped a bit as well, bro. I got you.
AJ's been killing it.
do
AJ's been killing it on TikTok.
Listen, I would love it. My name is also IZZO145. So Instagram is IZZOO145, and then this one is IZZO145. So
go,
it's
champ.
1 0 and 2 O's.
Got you with the follow right now, Motaz.
Let's get it, my man.
Let's go.
IZZO145.
Let's go,
Got you,
champ.
bro.
Up
I
and
see.
coming, on the rise. We got somebody who gave you a follow in the chat too, man. Definitely check our guy out. I want to
Let's
see you
go.
get in the fights, man. I know sometimes it's annoying with the regional scene and shit. Just keep persevering, bro. It's all coming together. Now,
Yeah.
I know this is a little nuts, but let's say Bare Knuckle gave you a call. Would you be interested in jumping in for a little money, or you're not interested in that?
Never in my life would I do bare knuckle.
Fair.
And I already told that to my family and my brother, and I'm like, listen, if bare knuckle boxing ever comes and says, hey, bare knuckle boxing, $1 million, I'm like, there's a fine line between fighting for money, right, which we're doing, and fighting for the love of the game, which is why I'm here. And obviously, like, the money is this is my career, so I got to make money. But I know tomorrow after I fight, I'm not gonna wake up with a cut down my face this way, and the next thing I know, I'm like, I need plastic surgery on my face because we're fighting bare knuckles. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of like just straight knuckles. I'm like, we need some padding here. You know what I mean? I personally think, no disrespect to bare knuckle, I feel like if you do bare knuckle, that's on you. But in my opinion, I feel like the people who go to bare knuckle are the people who couldn't make it in MMA. You know, how many high level dudes have you seen go to bare knuckle? I think the highest level dude I know is Chad Mendes. You know,
Yeah, I'd say Money Mendes is probably the one now.
Yeah, I think so. And in my opinion, I'm not a fan of it. I don't mind watching it. I'm not gonna say I like watching it, but I also think it's just too much. Like, some people think MMA is too much, and they're like, you get the knee and elbow and this and that. But it's like, yeah, but also bare knuckle boxing is the same thing as boxing, which takes the worst part of the sport, where if you get knocked down and you're concussed, you get back up and you get concussed even more. Right? MMA takes that away. When you get concussed, you get hit once, twice, you're done, get out of here, go home, sleep. You know what I mean? It's like in boxing, you get concussed, you get up, you get knocked down, you get concussed, wake up, this and that. And now it's without gloves. So it just makes it a whole lot worse. And now your facial structure could change. I don't know. It's just, for me, it never appealed to me when I heard about it. And I was like, oh, this and that. And then also I heard like some people would complain about not getting paid. And I'm like, that just makes everything worse. Imagine your eyes on the left side. You got two eyes on one side, and you didn't get paid. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
no bare knuckle for you, but with MMA's calling, bro. We got big fights on the horizon.
That's all we need. We're sticking on this road.
Let's go,
absolutely.
champ.
And that would take away his biggest thing, AJ. His biggest thing is Motaz is a phenomenal wrestler, and you don't know whether he's going to shoot or whether he's going to punch you in the face. I think that's one of Motaz's best skills. We got to keep him where he is most skilled, and that is inside that cage.
Yeah, 100%. I might accidentally start boxing in the bare knuckle and shoot on somebody, and then get made fun of on you know.
I was gonna say, over at my gym over here, we get it. Mark the Shark Irwin, who came in, he made his bare knuckle FC debut on a card, and on that card, I want to say there was 12 fights, 11 of them KOs. 11 out of 12 fights ended in KO.
Yeah,
and these guys
like
are all
knocked out cold.
Stoppages.
Or stoppages. Yeah. See, that's the thing. It's like in MMA, you got 15 minutes. I don't even know how long bare knuckle is. I don't even think it's. I think it's like
2-minute rounds. Yeah, it's 5 2-minute rounds, which is weird too.
Okay, so that's 10 minutes, and they make it. I feel like they make it like that so they could be like 2 minutes, 5 rounds of straight war. There's no like if you do 5 minutes, 3 rounds like MMA. By the second round, some people are tired where they're not launching their whole body weight. But it's like bare knuckle. They're like, you got to break for a minute. You only did a 2-minute round. Let's go back in there and start slinging it again.
I don't like the two. Personally, I like the 3-minute round. There is one. BYB Extreme does 3-minute rounds, but I know BKFC, the biggest one, they're doing 2-minute rounds, which is they sell it as that. It's like the quick action, but in a fight, I like when it comes down to the endurance. That's why I'm such a big fan of 3 5-minute, 5 5-minute. I like the long rounds. It needs to be who's got more will to win it. At the end of the day, everybody's trained at a solid level. There's got to be that difference maker, and that definitely comes with fatigue. Who's in the better shape of the two?
That's what part of fighting is. People think it's just, oh, you hit hard or you got better skill. Like, honestly, like we've seen Mike, your boy, we've seen Giga fight Calvin Kattar, right? Giga's and that dude's striking is different level, but once people start getting tired, you know what I mean? It's just like skill
That was
gets
crazy.
yeah, that
quick
fight
he
was
got
amazing.
tired.
Skill gets
Yeah.
thrown out the window. Doesn't matter who's better skilled. You could be the best boxer against the best wrestler, and then your gas tank goes out the window, and then the wrestler is outboxing the boxer.
Yeah.
You know?
Fatigue makes cowards of all men. That was Rickson Gracie's style, man. Rickson Gracie always talks about making the other person tired while you're not. You're 100% right. And then just to put a cherry on the bare knuckle thing, listen, man, you're in the superior sport. You know why? This is the true form of fighting. If me and you are going to duke it out man to man, but we're only going to use our hands, you know, this is silly. No, a real fight incorporates all that. Elbows, kicks, takedowns, chokes. You are in the sport of fighting. You are the superior fighter because of that.
Yeah.
Still don't fight on the streets, though. Avoid those streets. If someone's getting stabbed out.
Hey, listen, that's
the
doesn't
point
become real fighting because then the weapons start getting involved.
Exactly.
Maybe someone gets shot.
Hey,
yeah.
AJ, he's got some wild brothers, bro. You better watch out. The Askar brothers on the street, that's a problem, bro.
Hey, listen, I stay away from the problems on the streets. I don't get into
Amen.
street fights. My brothers, though, on the other hand, sometimes I just got to be in the back just in case something happens. I'm like, oh, God, we got to do this. You know, but, or I got to stop
The
it.
stories I've heard to myself.
Hey, it goes from my dad all the way from the top all the way to the bottom. You know what I mean? My dad, it starts with my dad. My dad's the number one favorite. Like his favorite thing is let's fight. Let's fight. It's like, Dad, you're 53. We don't want to fight nobody on the street. And he always like, I got my sons. They're gonna come. I was like, no, we're not gonna come. Get your old ass at home. We're going home. You know what I mean? We're getting out of here. We don't want to fight nobody on the street. You know?
That's great. That's great.
That's my boy.
I'm getting you into trouble, Motaz. Motaz, we appreciate you coming on your birthday.
Man,
oh
listen,
my goodness.
don't start
Happy
with me.
birthday, man.
Don't start
Happy
with me right
birthday.
now. My man, thank you. You already know, man. I'm out here in Denver. Ain't no birthday. It's just grind. We grind. So we have this thing on in our gym at Factory X. We're just grinding. And today's practice was hard. And if it's your birthday, and when the people find out your birthday, they come, they hold you down. We have like 40 people on our team. They hold you down. Everyone slaps you super hard on the stomach. And I'm like, it is not my birthday today. I'm gonna be quiet. I didn't say nothing. My brother wasn't here, so he couldn't tell nobody. And we're training. We finished training, and then I was like, man, I should just go home. But I had a private session where I was hitting mitts with one of my coaches, and then I went in and I was like, okay, people are leaving. I'm safe. Next thing I know, one of our two of our teammates, Aaron, and then Yusuf Zalal, he's in the UFC. Yusuf comes in and he goes, just looks at me. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, what's up? He goes, it's your birthday. I was like, oh shit. I was like, no. Who said that? I try to climb the cage and then I just get pulled down. I was like, oh man. He held me down and started smacking me, And then there's some people that smack me like 12 times. I'm like, I thought it was one, So it's like, as a birthday, it's like, yeah, it's my birthday, cool. But like, I'm in Denver, all my family and friends are all back there. So it's like all my family and friends call me, hey, like, what are you doing today? It's your birthday. And I'm like, nothing. I'm going to go talk about some fights later. That's exciting, But other than that, it's just been, just chilling. But this is the grind. This is what I want to do. I'm out here in Denver doing what I got to do. But I appreciate you guys having me on. And thank you guys for the birthday wishes and everybody that followed me on Instagram down there. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you guys having me on. I honestly love being on here. As Mike knows too, I love to talk. I can
tell you're a social guy, bro. I love it, man.
I'm down for it. We could talk all day about anything you want.
Especially fights. Come on. On. We love this shit.
Come on now. We gotta talk our shit sometimes too. So
we live this. And Motaz,
I love the live call out.
My man. I appreciate
I know
you for letting me do
Motaz
it.
and his brothers watch every fight, just like me and AJ. They watch every prelim fight. They love this sport. They love studying the sport. You guys are scholars of this sport, man.
Yeah, we try to figure out. Even we were over here scouting the 205ers. Just in case in my ass. I'm like, I don't want to cut weight no more. Let me get up there. But yeah, man. Thank you guys.
Thank you,
Motaz.
Motaz. Happy birthday.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for having me on. Hopefully, you guys have me on again, and then we could talk some more fights. Maybe some actual pay-per-view so I can lay it down. These other fights, sometimes I'd be getting confused. You know what I mean? But
You laid it down, bro. You gave us the lock of the night. Motaz said, whoever's fighting Chase Hooper, bet on that guy. We got you, Motaz.
No, Jonathan Martinez. That's
and
it.
Of course.
Yeah. And then if something goes wrong, I was never on here. Delete this. All right, guys. Thank you. See you guys so much.
Peace, Motaz. Much love, my brother.
See you guys. Appreciate you guys.
Amen.
Bye.
awesome to have Motaz Askar on the show. And we got you guys commenting, one of the best MMA channels out there. We appreciate that, Dev the dude. And then going right down, Robert Tarver, have to get Motaz into the UFC and see what he can do. Sounds like an up-and-coming prospect. I'm telling you guys, this kid is, all three brothers are super athletes, like crazy explosive, super quick level changes. Like as far as the threat of the takedown into punching goes, to be in 24 years old as of today and have that level of skill in that area, man, he's only getting better. And he's training with all those savages, Brandon Royval and Martinez. And I mean, the list of guys that got out there in Colorado is deep. A lot of UFC talent, a ton of LFA talent. He's no joke, guys. Watch out for the up-and-comer, Mr. Motaz Askar.
I'm excited to check him out, bro. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate you getting your boy on, man. He's a cool dude. I love that call out of Chase Hooper. That's the first official call out on the stream, so let's fucking go.
That was dope. We broke news, ladies and gentlemen. We got the kid fired up.
Let's go. Well, we still got more action to talk about on this card. We're not done yet, guys. We loaded it in, and then we had Motaz come in for a brief intermission, but we're going to get back to the picks. We gave the official pick for Medic and Morales. We're both on Morales. I'm going inside distance. You're going the side of Morales decision. Let's jump to the next one. Jailton Almeida versus Parker Porter. I call him Pork Chop. I've been calling him Pork Chop. Porky Porter. But, dude, I will say he's a big man. And Jailton Almeida, more normally, fighting at 205, decides, hey, I'm going to jump up to heavyweight like an absolute savage and take this fight. I think it's a great move, though, to stay active, because who wants to fight this guy at 205? No one. He's the boogeyman there. I think he's going to win this fight against Parker Porter. I think he should get a finish. But Parker's a really big dude. Not easy to put away, but has been finished in the UFC. Mike, how do you like this one playing out?
Well, I remember in Jailton Almeida's last fight, I was a little higher on Jailton Almeida than you were. I was telling you, AJ, I think he's going to be a top 3 light heavyweight. And, that was, it performed really well, but it's a confident pick for, a guy who's just proving himself. Now he wants to move up to heavyweight and fight one of the biggest, heaviest. I mean, what is the waistline of Porky Porter? Like, homeboy has got some hams for legs, dude. Yeah. That is going to be tough for Almeida to take him down. So you start thinking like, okay, Almeida usually submits people. He's generally a grappler who's gotten really good at striking, really technical, super explosive, great athlete, a lot of good things to say about him, but generally likes to get on top, get the neck, get a rear naked choke. That's his style. Is he going to be able to take Porky Porter down? I'm not sure, especially if Porter is out there more so throwing the fisticuffs and not letting his legs go too much, right? Because you could see Almeida catching a kick and taking him down. But for you guys who haven't grappled, when you shoot on somebody who's 30 pounds, 40 pounds heavier than you, it's a whole different type of beast, especially on the fence, pulling their legs out. So I think Porky Porter actually presents a pretty interesting problem for Jailton Almeida. With that being said, Almeida's faster. Almeida should be more technical on the feet. Almeida is much better on the ground. I've got Jailton Almeida as well. I just think this is going to be kind of a test for him because of the vast size difference.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how he performs with this massive size difference. Because Porter, huge individual, and he's got decent takedown defense. Now, the odds are super wide here. Minus 570 for Jailton, minus 565 best value here. Parker Porter plus 490. Under 2.5, minus 270, ends inside distance, minus 333. You can't really even get a good line on Jailton inside distance. It's minus 245 best value. I think Jailton wins. I think if you're going for a Hail Mary parlay, he's maybe a piece there, but the money line bet is almost at an unplayable mark unless you're really attacking heavy at that minus 600 range bet, man.
Yeah, I wouldn't go too crazy, guys. I would just say go straight down the line, go money line. I'm really impressed with Jailton Almeida, man. I really think he's a hell of a prospect. It's just a strange matchup. It'll be interesting to see how he deals with this behemoth. And if I'll tell you what, though, if he gets on top of Big Porter, it could end. It could end quick. It's just, is he going to get there, AJ? I'm not sure. They might kickbox.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I feel like he's going to eventually get there, but Parker's a big man. Like, this is just a weird matchup. You got a guy jumping up a weight class for a one-off too against someone that he's definitely superior to as far as skills, but size is real. And Parker Porter is still a trained fighter, and he's not top heavyweight, but like He's a tricky matchup for some of these back end guys for sure. I mean, he's on a 3-fight win streak. Losses to Tom Aspinall.
All of us are losing to Tom Aspinall. Okay, Tom Aspinall's a problem.
Yeah. Let's go.
Look, we got some great comments coming in, and I want to get back down to the Porter fight because it ends with it. Happy birthday. Appreciate that. Boon over to Motaz. Well done, boys. Content is fire from Yako. Man, appreciate the love, guys. Thank you. We need that energy back. We appreciate that. And then Porter does not have a neck. I thought that was funny. But here we go with a phenomenal observation by Mexicano MMA Master. If Randy Couture pulled it off when he whipped Silva, are you talking about Tim Sylvia? Maybe at heavyweight. Probably. I'm sure Almeida can too. It's interesting because they both are good at trips. Now, Randy Couture being a Greco-Roman wrestler, definitely more of the, the under-over. He's working people on the fence. He's getting those trips. But if you guys remember, was he fighting a Russian? I'm trying to remember this fight. Jailton Almeida was fighting a Sambo guy.
Fighting a Sambo champion. Yeah, like a good test.
He tripped him. And when he tripped him, that's how he got the rear naked choke. That's actually a great way to get a big dude down. It's probably hard to pull their legs out from under them, but if you got to up clinch and you can just go inside and trip them, that's going to be actually one of the best methods for him to get on top.
Let's go. I hope that he pulls it off here, man. He's a guy that I'm following and I'm looking forward to it. I say he's winning it. I think he wins inside of the distance here over Parker Porter. It's a fun matchup to see a prospect tested.
Yeah.
But it's a weird fight at the end of the day. It's a weird fight. Let's keep running up, though, because we still got a lot more action. We haven't even hit the main card yet. It's Joseph Ugly Man Holmes versus Alen Amedovski. Joseph Holmes is like a really raw talent. He's very athletic. He's long. His kickboxing game is decent. I kind of am going to compare him to Jamie Pickett a bit, and he lost his last fight to Jamie Pickett. He's like a worse version of Jamie Pickett at this point. He's 25. There's a lot of time to develop. Alen Amedovski is not a guy that's been super impressive. I know, the John Phillips fight, dominated by Krzysztof Jutko. But when you start looking at the regional tape, there's something that he does have, finishing ability with the hands. His boxing is fairly dangerous. I do think he has decent wrestling. I see him training alongside Hamzat, Sean Strickland, Chris Curtis. There's good names around him. I feel like that is a factor. When you have a raw talent, yes, Joseph Holmes' physicality way above Alen Amedovski. The size difference is real here as far as the height and the reach. Amedovski, only 5'10", 6'4", Joseph Holmes. 74-inch reach Amedovski, 80-inch reach Holmes. But due to Holmes' skill set at this point, I can't pick him here. I'm going to go Alen Amedovski to win the fight. Maybe a finish, maybe a decision, but I like Amedovski. I'm going to ride with my guy here. I guess maybe the bias too of training with Hamzat Chimaev. I'm like, shit, man, this guy's got the wrestling, but you got the Hamzat touch.
Oh no! Everybody who trains with Hamzat, AJ is going to start picking now. Oh shit! Oh no! So you got Till in his next fight then. All right, good to know. Good to know. Look, I'm going to go Holmes, but it's a mild disagreement because I do think there are just so many vulnerabilities for these guys. Like as far as Amedovski goes, he's dangerous, but not the fastest puncher I've ever seen. Holmes, a little more explosive. There might be an opportunity there for Holmes to smack him with a good shot. I think that's possible. And if Holmes is able to hurt him, Holmes in the top position does have submission wins, can get TKOs. Holmes kind of a finisher, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say Holmes by KO, but listen, that's a limb, and I don't like betting on this fight. There are just better fights to bet on, so the money is staying in the pocket. I'll disagree with AJ, but not hard. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. These guys are they have ways to lose, man. These guys have holes in their game, and whenever you see that, it's tough to bet on somebody like that.
I agree 1,000%. If you wanted to attack the dog for a chance, plus 188, Holmes minus 195. I really don't like any of the betting here. I do think it goes over a round and a half, minus 135. I think there's a good possibility that does happen. Still not one of my favorite plays to make, but something to note on the matchup.
Good point, AJ. Look, we disagree, but mild disagreement because, I think I got a lot to learn about these two and I want to see them evolve. Holmes being the younger guy, I'm interested to see some improvements here. If Holmes can show us better wrestling, if Holmes can show us that he's being more technical, that'll go a long way because the dude has the foundation and the athletic skill set to be there. It's just a matter of getting a delivery system for all of that. I think that there's a chance he lands his right hand in this one.
Let's go. Mike, it's time for the main card. The money line main card. I am AJ. I'm here with my guy, Mike Finch, and we have arrived at fight number 1 on the main card. If you guys are watching and you haven't, smash the hell out of the like button. If you're new, subscribe to the channel, turn the post notifications on. Keep it locked in here at the money line. Mike, the first one is Eryk Anders and Jong Park. I will say this. Eryk Anders is a big, strong, explosive guy. I like him better at 205, but he's decided to make the cut once again to 185. Albeit facing a guy who's not big for the weight class. Jong Park is, he's like in that weird middle ground. I don't know. Like if he was at could he be 170? Maybe not, but could he make 175? I have a feeling there'd be a possibility of that. Park is not a big dude, but what the advantage is, he's definitely the quicker striker of the two. He does have a wrestling base in the back pocket. Eryk Anders, definitely, I think, physically stronger, has a little bit of an explosiveness edge, and he's a bigger human being. That being said, I feel like the technically superior guy is Park in this fight. He had moments against Gregory Rodriguez. Got a little overzealous, gets caught. Rodriguez is a damn dangerous puncher. Yeah. Anders, big, strong guy, albeit known for winning by decision. Not an easy guy to finish. I know Andre Muniz got him in the last one, but before then, he hadn't been stopped since Thiago Santos' doctor stoppage at the 5-minute mark of the round 3. I got to ride with Jong Park to win a decision here, Mike.
Look, Jong Park is just not dangerous enough for me to pick him. You know, Jong Park kind of likes to hang out back here and just use that backhand to keep parrying and keep you off of him. And if you guys remember, he was able to use his takedowns to beat John Phillips. I don't think he'll have that option in this fight, right? He is stranded on the feet, right? He has to accomplish it on the feet. And while he's on the feet, I just don't see him being consequential enough with his shots. As you said, not the more explosive guy. And then especially hearing from Anders said not only did he tell his whole family to bet on him since the odds are close. Is he an underdog?
He's a dog, my friend. He's a dog. He's a real underdog.
Anders said he's gonna bet on himself. That's what he said. He's putting $1,000 on himself. That's the type of confidence we need around here. I got Eryk Anders, and we'll go with a money line.
He's got plus 180 money for Eryk Anders. So he's going to make 1,800 if he really's throwing down that $1,000. Park minus 198. Now, Mike, do you think this fight goes long?
Yeah, they're kind of decision machines, man.
They are.
Eryk Anders, when he wrestles people, he gets them tired, and I could see Park slowing down a little bit from the clinching, from the wrestling, and Anders just picking up 3 rounds because he's the one imposing his grappling a little bit more, and maybe can land a couple shots on the feet. Look, Park does stay safe back there, hiding behind that parry hand he uses so often, but there are some vulnerabilities when somebody keeps using that thing like Park always does. For instance, if I start shooting my hand straight and you start parrying it, next time I'll come over the top. So you think it's a parry and it comes over the top and hits you. I could see Eryk Anders being the more explosive guy, you know, surprising Park because Park's thinking takedown. Oh shit, all of a sudden he's throwing a right hand. There are just more ways for Eryk Anders to dominate this fight for me. I think he'll take it on the scorecards in a decision.
Mike, plus, well, excuse me, not plus for that. It's minus 200 for over 2.5, but it is plus Anders by decision plus 350, or you just money line it plus 180 on Anders if you like the side. I'm going that Park side. Now, you know, you're definitely making me think more about it, which I'm glad about, Mike, before I go out there and throw the money. Over 2.5 rounds is what I like the most here at minus 200. So I think if I'm going to lean towards a line, maybe I'm playing that one.
Sure.
Plus money on Eryk Anders, though, is live. It's a Mike Finch pick. It is the Eryk Anders bet of the week, too. He's throwing on himself. So you got to give some respect to the guy throwing 1,000 down.
I mean, yeah, how often do you hear about that in MMA? That's pretty rare, right? So, yeah, he's so confident in himself. He's telling his mom and his, like, you know, friends to bet on him, you know? So, not that hasn't gone wrong before. I do remember examples of that going wrong. However, Eryk Anders with the wrestling advantage, I think he's got this one.
Let's go. Mike, we're on the opposite sides, but I'm excited to see what happens when these two throw down that over 2.5, minus 200. Loving that side. Let's keep running up. The next one is Polyana Viana versus Tabatha Ricci.
Ooh, let's go.
Standing up, I think Viana's more dangerous. Ricci on the floor definitely has solid top control, good throws from the clinch, but had that tough fight against Manon Fiorot where she was pieced up. Granted, it's Manon Fiorot, it's up a weight class. Ricci's small at 115.
Manon's a dog.
She's a dog. She's a monster. And I got to say, Ricci in that fight, the toughness she showed, I kind of got some respect for her just from that alone. Polyana Viana's got a little bit of hype riding behind her off the 2 quick submission wins, but it's girls that were willing to take her down, sit in the guard, and didn't have the jiu-jitsu from the top. Ricci's an extremely proficient grappler. I think her Brazilian jiu-jitsu, I'm going to say it's better than Viana's technically. Now, I think the physicality, yeah, it favors Viana. Boxing, I'm going to say favors Viana. But Ricci has a Muay Thai background. I think people forget that she's fought in Muay Thai. I believe it's amateur, but still, I think it was national championship level in Brazil. Her durability is real. She's going to be constantly pressing. Viana's chin comes up high, and Ricci likes overhands. I think there's opportunities to land strikes there. I'm going to pick Ricci for the win, man. I think that she gets it done by a decision. What do you think, Mike?
You pick Viana when Viana is the better one on the ground, because these girls can take her down. They can out wrestle her all day, but they cannot survive on the ground with Viana. And here's a matchup where I don't think she has that distinct advantage. I'm not sure how much better Ricci is on the ground, but I do think they'll at least be competitive enough where this thing doesn't end via submission. And if Ricci's the one who controls where the fight takes place, Ricci with a slight edge, nothing crazy on the feet, because Ricci's a little vulnerable on the feet. You know, I trust the Muay Thai background you just told me about. I actually didn't know that, but I do know that Ricci trains with a lot of the best girls in the world. I'm constantly seeing her training with very, very high level UFC fighters, and I want to make sure that, you know, she's able to survive on the ground. So looking back at her old fights, Ricci being a talented grappler, I don't see her getting submitted in this one, man. It is possible, but I think, again, Viana is one to pick when she's going against a striker or a wrestler with no jiu-jitsu. Not the case. Ricci, pretty bad matchup for Viana. Let's go Ricci moneyline.
Let's go, champ. Ricci moneyline. Ricci is minus 122 as the favorite. Viana plus 124. Looking towards maybe you're playing the over 2.5 at minus 160. I feel like these two ladies are going long here. Don't really love playing any of the props on this one, but I will list off Ricci to win a decision. It's sitting at plus 200. Viana does, I think, have better pure hands, but punch defense isn't amazing. Granted, she knocked out Amanda Ribas on the regional scene in Brazil. So, like, Viana hits hard if he touches you up. But I think Ricci's durability is real, man. And I think that in this fight, takedowns are going to be a big difference maker. Top control. I can kind of see one of those fights where Ricci's sitting on top of Viana and not a lot is happening as far as like offense, but there's attempts on both sides being canceled out. I like Ricci win. We're going to both go with her win by decision in this spot, Mike.
Yeah, I think I 100% agree with everything you said about this fight. I think we're actually have the same pretty much assessment of this thing. It's just going to go to the scorecards, and Ricci's going to take all three, you know. Good fight. I like it. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be exciting. It's cool to see Ricci challenged on the ground too. I would love to see Ricci have to get out of some arm bars and triangles and shit. But you know, the better MMA fighter is Ricci.
Yeah, I'm going to ride with you on this one, Mike. Let's go. Next fight of the night, maybe is my favorite fight of the night, or at least second favorite. It's Chidi Njokuani versus Duško Todorović. Todorović. We got to say with the CH at the end, my brother. Chidi Njokuani, in my opinion, is a problem standing up. Yeah. What do you think about Duško on the opposite side? Do you think he poses the threat maybe with some wrestling? How do you think this one plays out, Mike?
He even poses a threat with his hands. Like, Chidi Njokuani is a better striker, before anybody tries to kill me for saying that. But Todorović, am I saying it right?
Todorović.
He's got some stone hands. You guys remember Sam Stout, stone hands, hands of stone? That's exactly what he's got, man. He throws hard. The problem is he likes to loop his shots. His chin's a little high for me. And when he starts planting his feet, throwing those big bombs, there are opportunities there to pick him apart. You know, Njokuani just a much more finesse, cerebral striker. He can go high volume when he wants to, very accurate. And I just think a more complete striker. He should probably put on a nice performance here. Will he get, his opponent out of there? I'm not sure. I think it could go all three. However, I do think he should be able to pitch pretty close to a shutout in this one, as long as he's calm, patient, like he always is, pick his shots, be the more accurate guy, be the more straight puncher sometimes. I think that's going to get him the win here. I just think he's the better striker. He's going to be hard to take down. And, but with that being said, you asked if there's a threat. There is a threat. There is a threat because there's power on the other side. There's takedown threats, right? It's not a sure thing, but I'll go with you, AJ. I know you're an Njokuani fan. I know you, bro. I know you're a fan of this guy.
I love Njokuani, man. OG. He's been through the ringer outside of the UFC, and he's found his way in.
Yeah.
He's going to take advantage, man. He's a veteran of the game. Todorović is also too hittable on the feet for my liking. He really keeps that head on the center. When he does move it, it's a little stiff. The hands are a bit low. I think that there's going to be opportunities for good straight punches by Njokuani. If they're grappling, I don't see Todorović having an edge in the pure jiu-jitsu side. I do think he's a physically strong dude, but I think Njokuani could win in the clinch. I think Njokuani maybe even surprises us with some top control in this matchup. I like him to win. How does he get it done? Maybe to win via decision, maybe to win by KO, TKO. Those are the two I'm liking. I think that Njokuani, there's a chance that his hands get it done and he stops Todorović here, because I think Todorović's so hittable. And you look at the losses for Todorović, Gregory Rodriguez worked him for 3 rounds, and then he also was beaten by Punale Soriano. Njokuani is definitely, I think, the better technician of both those guys, but will he have the finishing ability to get it done with the hands? That's going to be the biggest question mark in the game. I'm going to lean towards yes. I'm going to say TKO, but I think decision or TKO, truly. Njokuani getting his hand raised. And I think he's impressive, man. I'm excited to see what he can do moving on here up. There's going to be a gap that I think he gets to where it's going to be a hard gap to climb, but Todorović should be a guy he beats.
Yeah, Njokuani can finish fights, so there's definitely an opportunity there for him to get this one over with. If you guys remember that Soriano fight, he was bombing on Todorović. So if he could throw those big shots and hit Todorović, somebody with a little more speed, a little more finesse behind their striking, I think could find the chin and get it done. With that being said, Todorović very tough. You're gonna have to get the referee to stop in there. He ain't quitting.
No, he's got no quit. Minus 225 for Chidi. Todorović plus 216. Over a round and a half, minus 150. It's a decent chance that one cashes, and that's available at most of your books. Njokuani to win inside of the distance is just plus 100. KO TKO, not much better at plus 115. But note this, Njokuani by decision, plus 375. It's not impossible he wins a decision. I like the money line, though, way better. I'm money line Njokuani all day. That is a very confident pick from me, and I believe from my guy Mike here.
Yeah. It's I always say this every card. I like money line, but you know what? The more we've talked about this fight, the more I can imagine Njokuani finishing the fight. I really like those odds when you read off that decision, but the more we think about this fight, the more you can see these guys clashing in a way that would end in a finish. So I think money line's the right way to go.
Let's go. Let's keep running up. Next fight is our co-main event. Santiago Ponzinibbio versus
fight.
Michel Pereira. This is a great one. Mike, I'll let you swing this one off first. How do you like it? Do you think that Ponzi is going to be able to turn it back? I mean, he's been 1-1 in the past couple. Lose one, win one, maybe here. Pereira's on the rise. Had problems with Fiallo, but adapted the game plan. Finished strong. Who do you think gets it done in this one, bro?
The smaller the spaces that these two fight in, the better for Ponzinibbio, I think. For that explosive shit that Pereira likes to do, it's good that he can move around and do a backflip and, whatever crazy shit he wants to do, jump off the fence. I don't know. It's nice to have that big cage. I think the closer you get them in there, the more Ponzinibbio could start wearing on him, shooting on him. Let maybe the takedown get stuffed, but push him into the fence, make this thing a tough fight. The more people I talk to, everybody's picking Pereira here. And I just saying that, there is a clear method for Ponzinibbio to get this thing on the scorecards. My initial thought was Pereira. I should stick with it. I learned that with the Petrosky and Maximov pick, right? Go with your gut. but it's not one I'll be betting on. I think there are better mismatches on this card than this fight. Michel Pereira gets a lot of credit, but he does have a few losses on the record, and I could see Ponzinibbio grinding him out for a decision. AJ, what do you think?
It's gonna come down to the clinch situations. Can they be avoided, or can they be escaped for Ponzinibbio? Yes. I like Ponzinibbio's game in the clinch. Actually, I think I said that totally backwards. If Pereira can escape Ponzinibbio's clinch, because I like Ponzinibbio's game. If he's pressing in the clinch, if he's trying to mix in takedowns. Now, note this,
that's how he wins.
Pereira's got 100% takedown defense accuracy rate in the UFC.
Is that right? Okay.
Has had some bad moments, but he seems to be coming to his own. How old does Pereira look as opposed to how old he is? Bro, he's 28 years of age, but you'd think he's 36. And he's got the experience like he's 36. 29 and 11? It's experience as hell.
Yeah. Okay, he's like a Nogueira brother where they always looked like they were 70, but they're like 30. Okay, got it. That's interesting. But yes, he carries all the athleticism of that youth.
So he has the athleticism of the youth. He's getting better each time out. I don't think Ponzinibbio's, at least physically, he's not going to be getting better. Of course, his fight IQ can be going up. Techniques can be improving. I believe you can constantly be improving. It's just that speed difference, I think, at this point could be a difference maker. And that's why I like Pereira here. But Ponzinibbio is hard to put away. Leach caught him with a big bomb after he was out for so long. But he went distance and loses a split decision to Jeff Neal. This is a close fight. I think Pereira is going to edge it out by a bit. Not an easy matchup by any means. And Ponzinibbio could be live here, even against the young Pereira.
Absolutely. Yeah. Ponzinibbio comes in always in real good shape too. He always comes in super, super well prepared, and he'll be ready to push for a hard 3 rounds. Look, if the cage was bigger, I'd be more confident in Pereira. But I will say Pereira, but I'll just say, that there are better bets to make on this card, in my humble opinion. But it sounds like we got an agreement, ladies and gentlemen, me and AJ on the Brazilian, both Brazilian? Ponzinibbio is Brazilian as well.
Ponzinibbio's not. No, he's not Brazilian. Ponzi, I believe he's Argentinian, but I'm going to double check it because I don't want to mess that up.
So I'm with the Brazilian then. I think AJ made a great point of the speed difference, and that's something to consider. Michel Pereira definitely can be explosive, right? And we don't see that type of ability to cover distance quickly from Ponzinibbio.
Yeah, and even like prime Ponzi, his hands were able to get to the target maybe more accurately. Granted, delays like time off, injuries, it's a real factor. And Pereira's on the rise up. I see Ponzinibbio more dipping, and I think Pereira's going to overlap him here and get the win. This should be Pereira's fight. As far as the line, it's extremely close. Pereira's a -122 favorite. Ponzinibbio +115 is the dog, so it's near even money for the two. It's like a sweaty over 2.5 at -170. I feel like you got to respect Ponzi's durability. You got to respect Pereira's durability. I feel like we're going all 3, but it's a fight that it's scary to bet because somebody could get put to sleep.
For sure. And when you're in there with a freaking athlete like Pereira, anybody could get put to sleep at any time, man. That guy will, do a flip off the cage and land on your face or something, So yeah, I definitely, see the explosiveness difference between this two. If somebody's finishing the fight, you got to think it's Pereira.
Yeah, I'm going to go Pereira for the win, man. I think he gets it done. I'm going to say decision, though, as the official pick, so I will read the decision prop +200. I think Moneyline would be the way to go if you're betting Pereira in this fight. It's a scary over 2.5, but I do believe it's going distance. It's -170. Small cage. Dangerous fight. I like Pereira's chances, though. I like the speed, explosiveness, and Ponzi, even though like being solid in the clinch and whatnot, I don't feel his game was built upon out grappling people, for 3 rounds. He wants to strike. That's his nature. And Pereira, I think, has that speed, edge, and explosiveness. The way he covers distance, really, I think that's the biggest difference maker.
I think if Ponzinibbio keeps the car in drive, keeps moving forward, keeps those hands up, keeps putting pressure on Pereira, he can use his conditioning. He can use his ability to clinch. He can use his ability to steer him around that little tiny cage, to make this a great fight. Hopefully it's a fun fight, just like I said, because, if you stand at range with Pereira, he's going to have an easy night.
Yeah, I love it. Pereira for the win.
Pereira.
Me and Mike. Main event time. Holm versus Ketlen Vieira.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't smashed the likes for us here, we're talking about the main event, and subscribe if you're new. Mike, I'll let you kick off this main event breakdown here. It seemed like when we were talking to Motaz, I see that you have some belief in Ketlen Vieira in certain areas. So I'm very curious what the official pick is going to be looking like for you.
Remember that Ketlen shot a takedown on Holly Holm. You guys remember? I'm sorry, I just said Holly Holm. She shot a takedown on Miesha Tate, right? She shot a takedown on Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate, the great grappler, the one who submitted Holly Holm, who choked her unconscious. Miesha Tate, the Strikeforce champion, who's nasty on the ground. So you tell me, is she shooting takedowns on Holly Holm?
She's probably going to look for him here.
Yeah, she is. Hell yeah. Is Holly Holm shooting takedowns on her? No way. So
maybe clinch trips, but probably not double legs.
Well, actually, Holly Holm did get on top in her last fight. Her wrestling does look better than ever.
It did look solid. But that's Aldana, though. Aldana's definitely, I think, more boxing-based. Vieira, even though she lost Aldana, crazy enough, by a bad knockout, the games are very different. Different games. Styles make fights all day long, and time has gone by since then.
Fair point. Exactly right. And I think that, although Holly's getting better with the wrestling and the grappling, she will not want to engage Ketlen on the ground. Ketlen is very, very good on the ground. So she's going to stay away from it. Okay. So in analyzing that Miesha Tate fight, what I told you guys earlier is that when Miesha was moving backwards and Ketlen's moving forwards, Ketlen's a beast. Ketlen can hit you hard. She does really well with that Brazilian Muay Thai style. It's Andre Pederneiras is her coach. That's the same coach who made Jose Aldo, who made Renan Barão. This guy knows how to make a striker out of somebody, and you could see the evolution in her game with Ketlen, right? Ketlen's getting more dangerous on the feet. Okay, so what happens when Ketlen moves back? That's when everything fell apart. That's what Motaz was saying earlier, where Holly Holm was keep saying Holly, dang it, Miesha Tate. Miesha Tate started tagging Ketlen on the feet when she was moving forward. AJ, Holly Holm never moves forward, man. Holly Holm always moves to the right, to the left, and backwards. And because of that, it kind of plays into Ketlen's striking game, It makes me think this thing will be kind of close on the feet. If it goes anywhere else, Ketlen should dominate this fight. Look, I think prime Holly Holm knocks Ketlen out. I do. And I could not be more of a fan of her coach, Mike Winklejohn, who sat down and did a long form interview with me, who I see at the fights, and Greg Jackson and them show me love. I got so much love for their gym. Everything around me is like, hey, pick Holly Holm so people aren't pissed off at you. But you guys are out here betting your own money. I think a 40-year-old Holly Holm, who's been out for 2 years now, maybe just shy, who's just coming back in against a girl who just beat Miesha Tate, a girl who beat not Jermaine Durandamy, I'm sorry, Eubanks, Sajara Eubanks. I mean, Ketlen can beat high-level women. A 40-year-old Holly Holm, will she get it done in a 5-round fight? It's possible. I do think it's a close fight, but this is a young man's game, a young woman's game, right? And I do think that will play a factor. One more thing before I end my rant, just to give you Holly Holm people some love. Ketlen does like to kind of keep her head right there, and Holly Holm does a pretty good job of getting off the center line and hitting you with stuff. Holly Holm will throw that side kick at you, right? And I do think that she'll be able to counter some of the hard low kicks that Ketlen throws because she has that side stance. She'll hit her with the side kick when she goes for the low kick. There should be some fruit there, but I think Ketlen wins a decision.
You like Ketlen by decision? I'm going to go opposite you on Holm by decision. I think Ketlen has moments in the fight. I don't think it's an easy night for Holly Holm. Biggest thing, too, that I saw with Vieira is I just haven't been super impressed with the footwork, her style of moving. It's very forward based, whereas Holm is very angles and dimensions. Now, 25-foot octagon. Now let's start talking about the fight inside of the clinch. I think Holly Holm could have advantages in the clinch over Vieira here. Maybe I'm underestimating Vieira's clinch game, but Holly Holm was able to out-clinch with Raquel Pennington, who I hold as queen of the clinch in the fight game.
Facts. Got it.
So,
that makes sense, AJ. That makes a lot of sense. I do like your thought of the 25-foot cage. Exactly. Who's the 25-foot cage better for?
See, that's when I sit down and say it's going to be better for Vieira because Holm will always be there. In a 30-foot, Holm's going to be this, the way, that way, all over. let's see if she can get it going in the 25-foot octane. I'm still gonna ride with Holly Holm, man. You're not gonna change my mind on this one, Mike. I love you, but I can't be shifted here. I've been confident on Holly. I think she's gonna land multi-shot combos. I think there's gonna be a lot of movement. If Vieira has opportunities, I think she's going to look to explode with power strikes. And if she touches up Holly Holm at 40, nearly 41, who hasn't fought in a year and 7 months, could hurt her bad. I will say the fight prior with Irene Aldana, Holly Holm looked on her game. So if she can be patient doing the point kickboxing game, maybe trying to time takedowns as Vieira is pressing, maybe if she tries to explode, gets a little out of position, gets on top, controls a little bit, I think Holm technical outpointing her is her path to victory. I'm going to ride with the yes. She does it that way. I'm going Holly Holm win via decision on the opposite side of you, my brother.
Very, very possible. Holly Holm knows how to strike backing up. She can do it all day. Even if Ketlen's got, all the pressure in the world, Holly Holm can still find a way to get this thing done. Chris Breezy also dropped the Michael in and out Finch. That's awesome. Thank you. I got to rack up the nicknames, guys. I just got to keep putting them out. Thank you, guys. We appreciate the love. Mr. D, I'll take you on the team all day. Let's go. Finch, come on this side. Let's get it.
Let's go. That's funny as fuck.
Holly Holm, a beautiful woman. You don't want to see her OnlyFans. You want to see her classy. Keep it classy.
Keep it classy.
We gotta respect the woman. Look, she is a boxing Hall of Famer. Holly Holm has
not at all
more in this sport than arguably any woman, more in combat sports than arguably any woman. Boxing champion comes over, becomes the UFC champion by knocking out who was then, this unbeatable Ronda Rousey. So, I got so much respect for the skill set she brings. I just think at 40 years old against this contender, it's going to be tough for her to have a lot of success in this fight. With that being said, if anybody can figure out how to beat Ketlen, it's going to be Mike Winklejohn, right? Greg Jackson and Brandon Gibson and Holly Holm. These the fight IQ is so much higher on the Albuquerque side. That should be really, really well spoken about. Andre Pedernera's in the corner of Vieira really helps me pick her because I have faith that Andre Pedernera is going to make sure she's going forward, make sure she's not following Holly Holm, but she's cutting her off. What I mean by that is when you approach Holly Holm, she'll move one way or the other. If you just follow her all the time, you're never going to get to her. When she moves this way, you have to cut her off. I have to take a step to the side. The cage is a circle. I have to literally cut you off. Does that make sense? Yeah. When AJ, I know that makes sense to you. To the people at home who haven't boxed like AJ, you want to cut people off. You don't want to follow them around the cage. I do think Ketlen will make those correct decisions. I do think she's going to win 3 out of 5 rounds. And a damn good fight. And much love to Holly Holm. I'm rooting for her. I just think at 40 years old, it's a tall task, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't argue with the 40, bro. That's the number. You hear it in the fight game. And you're like, shit.
Out almost 2 years, bro. That's a tall task, man. They need to give Holly Holm Chase Hooper. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Oh shit. The Chase Hooper assault. Let's talk about the odds here, Mike. Minus 230.
This podcast, AJ.
Listen, bro. Chase I love you, Chase Hooper. I love Chase Hooper, man. I love you, Chase. Much love, my guy. Holly Holm minus 233. Ketlen Vieira plus 211. Looking towards maybe over 4.5 rounds, minus 235, but I really don't like it. The props here aren't great. What are you going to go? Holm wins by a decision, minus 110. Vieira plus 370. I hate the bet. Not touching it. Maybe you're touching Holm money line. The value side is the Mike Finch side. Ketlen Vieira underdog plus 211 money. If you like a dog, maybe you like Ketlen Vieira and you're out with my guy Mike Finch on that one. But I'm against him. I am on Holly Holm at minus 233. Damn good fights, baby. Let's go. Mike's excited as hell.
I'm excited for this card, man. We had Motaz on here hyping up his teammate. We got some fun fights on this card, man. Super excited to give you guys the locks, but I am definitely going to have my popcorn out and my wallet in my pocket for this main event. It will be a really good one. I just want to caution anybody who's going to take my Vieira pick and bet on her. This will be a close fight, guys. This will be a close fight, and Holly Holm's good at winning close fights. That's for sure. So, I think the best bets on the card we'll give you in a second here, but damn, I'm excited for this matchup. If Holly Holm can come back and knock her out, come on, man. We got to love that shit. One little thing, and you're probably going to hate this, and tell me if you hate it. Ketlen, shades of, not, but shades of Amanda Nunes. Shades of Amanda stalking, striking, right? Hard kicks.
Without the Amanda Nunes flair.
Yeah.
I can see what you mean though. Like
Shades
big,
of.
strong, like heavy set coming forward,
Stalking
potential
Muay Thai,
for
kicks
power.
hard, man. You know,
I don't want to
and how
jump
did
into the
Holm lose?
Nunes side. She got knocked out with a high kick quick.
You got it. You got it. So I think that rear leg is going to be a problem as well. You know, it's something that Holm is going to have to contend with that whole fight, because when people kick, like Rampage, for instance, he used to say, man, everybody's trying to get me to kick. Joe Rogan's shitting on me on the commentary. If I kick, these wrestlers are going to take me down. Well, she gets to kick because Holly Holm, I don't think, is going to want to take her down.
Let's go. Let's go. Listen, man, we got somebody saying, I don't know any locks for the card, Mr. Ryan Kern. We're going to throw you some locks right now as we segue into Money Line Lock of the Night segment. Mike and myself will give our locks for the card. Mike, I'll let you kick things off. Tell us, who's the lock of the night for you?
I like what Motaz told us about Jonathan Martinez. I really think that's some powerful stuff there, man. I do think his power in his shots, the way Motaz was talking about when he kicks you, how it feels. I saw the same thing watching him fight, man. I do think that will be really, really important. When he knees you, when he kicks you, that's a big, big deal. I do think that's one of my favorite bets on the card. But come on, man. We've been hating on him this whole card. I'm just going to put the ball in the net. I'm taking Felipe Colares over Chase Hooper. I think the MMA fighter Felipe Colares is going to do much better than the jiu-jitsu specialist Chase Hooper. Yes, Chase might have gotten a little bit of that Wonder Boy karate, but I don't think it's going to be enough to catch a body. I got Felipe Colares as my lock of the night.
I love that one, bro. I love the rhyme too. You floated. I think it has to come through now. That's the luck of the rhyme on that one. Now, for me, it's Chidi. Chidi bang bang. Chidi Njokuani is my lock of the night here on this card. I like him a lot to win. Now, as far as the lines, Felipe Colares, Mike's lock of the night, -175 for Chidi Njokuani. He's sitting at -225 as the favorite. Overall, I think we got a fun card in store for us. I'm stoked to be watching it all. And then we got the off week, which sucks, but that is unfortunately the fight game sometimes, man. We got to have a week off, man. Mike, also, you got the Chael Sonnen vibes. That's what we're hearing, bro.
I've had people tell me I look like Chael Sonnen. I disagree, but I appreciate that, man.
Maybe like, for sure. Maybe like a distant cousin.
Though. Maybe Chael's got to give me some of the TRT, bro. I need to.
If he rubs it on your shoulder, man, you're gonna get the traps up to your ears, man. biggest arms in Huntington Beach, bro. That's gonna be your fucking new thing.
Call me the bad guy. That's right. My double legs will start getting better immediately. I'll start working on it, guys. Thank you.
Let's go. Much love, Mike. It's been a blast talking about this card, man.
Our longest Moneyline episode by far.
That was a long one. That was fun though. It was cool. Like we had Motaz come in, give his takes, get to know him a little bit, give him a preview right in the middle of the show, give him a shout. We heard him call out Chase Hooper. I don't know if he's gonna clip that up himself and maybe repost it somewhere and try to get that Chase Hooper attention. I don't think it's a bad idea. I hope so too.
Askar versus Chase Hooper. Take my money.
And listen, we're a part of the creation of that fight. We're the ones booking it right here. Let's go. We got to get the
That's
UFC.
Exactly right. I've done it before, ladies and gentlemen. I interviewed Max Holloway at the Arnold Sports Festival. I said, Max, what super fights are you looking for in your career? He said, I want to fight Khabib. I thought that was crazy. I put that out there. It surfed around on YouTube. Sure enough, somebody pulls out, in-step Max Holloway against Khabib. Now, Max Holloway didn't end up making it to the dance, but we can go from the grassroots and change the game, AJ. We can make Motaz Askar fight Chase Hooper. Man, I would love that fight. You know I'm going to be flying out to that one, AJ. Let's make it happen, bro. Let's pump that out there. So you guys who want to see Motaz fight, give him a follow. It's his birthday. He'll appreciate it. And we thank you guys for sitting with us for a 2-hour Moneyline episode. This is a whole other level.
Let's go, champ. This is the one episode. Was it 22 for us, man? We've been killing it for a while now, bro. We're getting up there, closing in on that 25, quarter way to the 100. Guys, give Mike a subscribe as well. It's the Mike Finn Show on YouTube. Check him out. He's got content dropping. My
Just
guy.
had Forrest Molinari on, one of the best female wrestlers on earth. And we'll have a couple more interviews coming up soon. I won't announce them yet, but we got a couple people brewing. I'm just trying to get the dates locked down. I did message Holly Holmes' coach and to see if I can get him on after this fight. We'll see.
Let's go. Let's see. Let's see. Much love, Mike. Much love, my people. That is another beautiful episode of the show. And we will see you all in the next one. Smash the hell out of the likes and subscribe, baby. Peace.